Stick with me here. Soldiers are getting sucked dry, staring at their leader in pure shock. What is this? It hurts so bad. Lord Lai, he just stood there, dead silent, listening to his own people scream. Help me. I do not want to die. Why, Lord Lael? Why? We did nothing wrong. But the blood array kept draining the soldiers until they completely evaporated. Next, Lai raised his hand, absorbing all that massive energy to trigger the Great Void Blood Sacrifice. Target location? The Night Capital. Meanwhile, inside the city, Chen thanked his crew. Great work, everyone. Little Yu led the entire group in a respectful bow. All thanks to your brilliant plan, my king. Lisha jumped in, totally hyped. Honestly, with the king here, nothing feels impossible at all. Even that demon lord is not so scary now. He smiled, pretty pleased, encouraging everyone. Things are looking great. If we keep this momentum, by the time the Alliance army arrives, they will barely have any soldiers left. When that time comes, we will figure out a way to crush those 3 demon lords, and we might actually pull off a win. Now watch closely as everything flips. A terrifying alarm echoed through the air. A scout rushed in panicking. My king, the Alliance army is already here. 200,000 of them are attacking the city right now. Good thing I spotted them just in time. Activate the defensive shields immediately, but shields alone will not hold them off. Chen yelled, completely stunned. What? He immediately pressed 2 fingers to his temple, sending an urgent mental message. The Alliance base is 130,000 miles away. How did their entire army suddenly appear right at our doorstep? What the hell is going on? He blasted out his spiritual power to scan the zone. Sure enough, massive armies were already storming in. But nobody in the Alliance has teleportation magic like Demon Lord Jinlin. His face went dead serious, totally unable to hide the heavy panic setting in. They must have paid a massive, bloody price to pull off a skill like that. Chen frantically organized the defense. Contact the frontline soldiers right now. Tell them I do not care what it costs. They need to get back to the capital immediately. But deep down, he knew it was probably useless. He had sent away too many troops. The capital only had 50,000 soldiers left. Even ignoring their 3 demon lords, the number gap was just absolutely insane. So, he stepped right up to block the enemy himself. The rest of you, with me, get ready for absolute war. The entire crew roared back, yes sir. Outside, the Alliance forces were aggressively smashing against the city barrier. Chen and his inner circle watched the brutal chaos from a high tower. Suddenly, he turned to face his soldiers down below. There are 200,000 Alliance troops right outside these walls. Do you dare to face them? The troops were totally hyped and screamed. Yes. Chen locked in and prepared to lead the charge. All right, let the war begin. As he yelled that, he told himself, it really has come down to this. We just have to gamble it all. Enemy firepower aggressively hammered the shield, forcing massive cracks to appear. You saw that coming, right? Inside, soldiers opened fire, but the Alliance just charged right in with absolute bloodlust. Charge, break that wall and we win. Crush them all. Baha urgently warned Chen. If this keeps up, our main defense is completely gone. My king, send out the troops now. He pursed his lips, dead, silent. But would sending them out into that meat grinder actually help? Even with heavy cannon fire backing us up, 50,000 soldiers just will not be enough to stop that wave. Chen was agonizing over the impossible choice. But finally, he made the brutal call to deploy, cursing out the enemy alliance under his breath. Damn it, this massive raid is completely off script. Watching the chaotic battlefield explode, Chen hyped himself up. Only choice left is to put absolutely everything on the line. He barked out the final order. All demon lords, move out. Target the Alliance demon lords. His elite fighters instantly dove right off the high city walls. Roger that. They crashed straight into the epic fray. Their raw power totally crushed the grunts. Leo Tuxi fiercely attacked while taunting them. Let me show you punks the true power of a Dark Knight demon. The old guy slaughtered enemies so fast, it even left Chen completely shocked. He was taking on 3 experts at once, without even breaking a sweat, balancing out the massive power gap big time. Chen kept a sharp eye on the other side. Xiao Yu and Xiaoling fought perfectly together, one locking down crowd control, the other on pure offense. Both were veteran demon lords, and their deadly combo was sick enough to easily handle a 2 versus 4 fight. Then he quickly analyzed the enemy formation. Overall, the top-tier demon lords were pretty evenly matched, but the foot soldiers down below, a totally different story. The enemy grunts were slashing away like absolute maniacs, not even caring if they died. High, mid, or low-tier demons, It did not matter. Their numbers were just overwhelming. Once the main line breaks, we are done. Chen bit his nail, analyzing how enemy troops kept buffing their lords. That is going to break the stalemate and drag us into a brutal defeat. We are only surviving because their supreme demon king has not even shown up yet. If he does, it is literally game over immediately. So, what if I unlock the origin skill? But the demon king has it too. Fighting one is insane enough. Chen closed his eyes, thinking hard. We are in for one hell of a ride. This is absolute power just crushing us. No tricks left. What the hell do I do now? Let's dive right into this chaos. How do I flip the script? Suddenly, his eyes snapped open. Wait a second. Why am I even panicking? Why do I even need to win? At the end of the day, I'm just human. Sparking a demon civil war is already a massive victory. I don't actually have to beat them. Chen realized they were different species anyway. Alliance or Dark Knight, from a human perspective, same thing. The more that die, the better. If I win, I use the Dark Knights. If I lose, who cares? As a human, I've done enough. His fists clenched, literally shaking. These Dark Knights obey my every word. While they go all out, I can grab Xiao Yu, Shaoling, and bail. But ditching them? The choice was eating him alive. Slipping back to the human world would be a breeze. It's the smart move. So, why? Why is this so insanely hard to decide? Images of the citizens flashed in Chen's mind. They adored him, calling him handsome, praising him, endlessly thanking their king. We don't have to live in fear anymore. This Dark Knight army? Absolutely. Totally devoted. We fight for the king until our dying breath. No surrender. Soldiers' screams echoed across the field. My king, we leave the rest to you. Psychos. These Dark Knight demons are absolute lunatics. The screaming snapped him right back to reality. Right in front of Chen was the brutal reality of war. A soldier grabbed an enemy, screaming, "My king, take care of my old man. You have to win." Chen shouted in pure panic. What the hell are you doing? Then boom. That demon blew himself up with the enemy. Boom. One by one, others started sacrificing themselves. My king, look after my wife and kids. You're gonna want to see this. Alliance scum. Witness the guts of a Dark Knight. Behind us is the capital. Our families, we have nowhere to run. 50,000 against 200,000? So what? Once I stepped on this field, I never planned on leaving alive. A literal suicide squad risking everything. Take out one, break even. Take out two, pure profit. Let's die together. Haha. Even the enemy forces were terrified of these suicide bombers. Lunatics. These Dark Knights are actual lunatics. Stay back, get lost. I don't want to die. Chen stood there, totally stunned, overwhelmed with guilt. Suicide attacks. I didn't order that. This is their own will. Completely voluntary. Everyone knew the massive gap in military strength. So before marching out, every single soldier grabbed a self-destruct crystal just for this. And the citizens? Totally fearless. Actually, not just the soldiers. Almost every civilian home in the capital had a crystal waiting. If the city fell, they'd drag the enemy straight to hell just to protect their king. To protect this beautiful land he rebuilt. Taking all this in, Chen bowed his head. His conscience was screaming, if these demons can go this far, how could I be heartless enough to run? Yeah, I'm human. This Demon King title is totally fake. Just a scam. You and I know what happens next. He found his resolve. Fake or not, I am still your king. In a flash, Chen charged right in. I'm leaving command to you. I'm hitting the front lines personally. The commander was left completely stunned. Huh? Meanwhile, enemy troops completely surrounded a wounded Dark Knight, laughing. You were so loud, just now, trying to drag us down. Now I've crushed your arm. Let's see you use that crystal. Scream for me. Scream louder. But the soldier wasn't giving up. Bastards. Am I really dying for nothing? No way. I refuse to accept this. Suddenly, that mocking laughter vanished, leaving the demon confused. Huh? It was Chen, dual-wielding guns, fighting right beside them. The king, it's our king. He's actually down here fighting with us. Hand of Plunder. Phantom Breaker. Spear Mode. Phantom Soul Shock. Pistol Mode. He equipped them all, ready to wipe out every last enemy. Kill, slashing through the horde, Chen just mocked himself. Catching feelings for demons? This is so not me. His entrance closed the power gap, but whatever. Since he was already in deep, Chen calmly executed wave after wave. He tore through them, going on an absolute killing spree. Over on the sidelines, the enemy demon lords were watching. So, this is his true power. Incredible. Looks like he was holding back a ton when he fought against us. Tuxie just stopped to watch. As expected of the king, he's a monster. I'm almost ashamed to admit I can't compare. I get the feeling this isn't even his full power yet. There is something terrifyingly strong, still hidden inside him. Yun Chen's absolute dominance sent the Dark Knight morale through the roof. Brothers, charge. Don't let our king fight alone. If the king is right here fighting beside us, there's zero chance we lose. Kill them all. On the flip side, the enemy demon kings realized he had joined the fray, sending the Dark Knight army's morale skyrocketing into the stratosphere. Barati suddenly spoke up. This wasn't supposed to be this much trouble. He rubbed his chin, letting out a heavy sigh. Think they're giving up? No way. The original plan was to warp inside the Imperial City and wreck it completely. Let's dive right into this crazy manhwa. The city's spatial grid is completely locked down. Hitting the outskirts is his limit, thanks to Lai's wild assassination attempt. Security is maxed out. Barati doesn't even care, though. He just waves it off like nothing. Just adds spice to the game. Z and Lai, get in there. They're absolutely hyped, ready to spill blood and drag the Night Monarch's head back. Both demon lords flash pure psycho grins. You got it. Back in the chaos, Yun Chen holds his ground. Spear ready, smoke everywhere. He steps right up and swings hard at the two leaders. A massive purple tornado spirals behind him. But inside that smoke, Yun Chen senses something completely wrong. He grips his weapon, calmly pulling in energy. There's a brand new power gathering here. It's rising from the battlefield itself. Pure evil, bleeding straight from the slaughter and chaos. He clenches his fist, expression dropping. This isn't his power. It's the Myriad Calamity set's second effect. The Myriad Calamity power. He raises a fist, literally crackling with electricity. Now watch closely. If he fully charges this, the explosion will be insane. Suddenly, Z appears right beside him. Yun Chen looks totally stunned. Z seizes the split second, throwing a skull-shaped fire punch. Night Monarch, go straight to hell. Yun Chen reacts lightning fast, blocking the heavy strike with his spear shaft. But that demonic fire? It snaps his weapon like an absolute twig. Terror floods his eyes. Guard completely down. That blazing punch slams directly into his chest. The ground shatters beneath him. He struggles to stand, coughing up blood with every single breath. Fighting a formation breaker rank? Demon Lord? Yeah, that's pushing it. Yun keeps a straight face, even with his insides screaming in pure agony. Lai flashes in with insane speed, taunting him. Hey kid, no bunch of lords to save your neck this time. He launches a golden energy kick to end it. Just be a good boy and die. Xiao Yu screams out. Mr. Yun. Xiaoling raises her weapon to warn her sister. Don't get distracted. We are barely holding on one slip, and we're dead. We just have to trust him. There is zero choice. Yun Chen clutches his wounds, wheezing. Z coldly mocks him. Is this it? Worthy of the 72 demon pillars with those weak moves? Lai strolls up beside him. Don't kill him yet. I went through hell because of this guy. Meanwhile, Yun Chen desperately searches for an exit. Demon lords are absolute monsters. Even rocking a legendary set, the stat gap is just way too massive. A desperate plan flickers across Yun Chen's face. Fighting both means instant death, but he has a fusion skill. Wind chasing step combined with shadow speed. Let's pause. He's not just running. Yun Chen bolts toward the royal city. I've still got an ace up my sleeve. Follow me and die. Z hovers in the air, losing patience. He's definitely using the city's civilians as meat shields for his escape. On the wall, Baha sees what's happening and screams orders at his soldiers. Open a hole in that defense shield right now. The king needs to retreat. A terrified soldier stammers, but the demon lord is right behind him. If we drop that shield, he'll storm us before we even blink. The city falls. Baha just screams, completely refusing to listen. If the king dies, the kingdom dies with him. Open it now. One more word, and I'll kill you myself. A small gap opens in the massive shield. Yun Chen blasts toward the Imperial City, totally ignoring the monsters hot on his heels. 3 streaks of light pierce the wall, heading straight for Baha. The terrified soldiers slump down, losing absolutely all hope. It is over. We really let a demon lord inside. We can't stop him. This city is doomed. Baha just glances at him, steady as a rock. Trust our king. He never acts without a reason. Yun Chen scrambles forward, barely dodging a massive barrage of incoming fire blasts. Z is having the absolute time of his life, firing shots like it's a video game. Haha, you stupid Night Monarch. This entire city is gonna be your graveyard. Brutal fire rains down, scorching the earth. Suddenly, an icy light flashes by. Lai sneaks in close, his fist absolutely blazing. Hey kid, you think you're the only one with spatial skills? He slams Yun Chen face first straight into the dirt, burying him in a sea of yellow energy. Yun Chen rides a wave of blue aura, desperately trying to shake them. Gritting his teeth, he pushes his broken body to the absolute limit. Just hold on, almost there. A giant purple-blue gate looms ahead, ancient and imposing. Yun Chen barely outruns a massive explosion, diving straight into its depths. Seeing that majestic gate, his wildly pounding heart finally slows down a beat. Just a little further. He uncovers his head and smashes directly through the wall. Massive debris raining down everywhere. The two demon lords stop at the rubble, chatting like they're out for a stroll. So, the Night Monarch didn't use civilians as meat shields. He lured us into a trap. Watch your back. Trust me, you'll want to see what happens next. Let's dive straight into the madness. Z, looking savage as always, led the charge. He thought one puny night demon was a joke. Time to crush everything. La nodded in agreement. Totally true. The place was dead empty. Not a single soul anywhere. They had been chasing him forever, and nothing was adding up. What the hell? He was right there. Where did the Night Monarch vanish to? Out of nowhere, the gorgeous Xiaqing Chang drifted toward the two demons, ice cold. A human stepped right up, eyes silent, but radiating pure killer intent. She drew her blade, and deadly energy exploded everywhere. Die. She moved like a total ghost, teleporting in and out. Her strikes crashed down like meteors, forcing Z and La backward. Boom. A massive ice mountain erupted, trapping them on the spot. Z's face contorted in pure fury. How does the Night City have her? Xiaqing Chang just chilled there. She literally turned her back on their screams. A human with demon master power. Those two demon lords talking absolute trash a second ago, now frozen solid in solid ice. After dropping them, Xiaqing Chang calmly called out, "You can come out now. They are finished." Yun Chen dragged his busted body right out of the shadows, bowing with massive respect. "Thanks for stepping up, Teacher Shia." He was totally blown away by her raw strength. Those were literally two demon lords, wiped out instantly. Insanely strong. Now here is the part you and I need to watch carefully. Teacher Shia got dead serious. That is my absolute limit. The Alliance just lost two heavy hitters, so good luck ever luring them here again. Plus, I am trapped here. Taking home the win is 100% on you. He pounded his chest, hyping her up with total confidence. Do not sweat it, Teacher Shia. I will handle the rest. Outside, the bloody war was slowing down. The Alliance troops laughed arrogantly. Haha, your king completely bailed on you. He ran back to the royal city like a coward. Our demon lords hunted him down right inside. They were hyping themselves up big time. Dark Knight City is about to collapse any second, and the demon lords will wipe out your families. Payback for fighting our alliance. They obviously brought self-destruct crystals for a final boss fight, but failed completely. So pathetic. The royal city guards snapped back instantly. Total garbage. We are winning this. Keep running your mouth and I will slice it. But honestly, deep down, they felt doomed. I mean, those were demon lords. Even the king stands zero chance. Our kingdom is finished. But then, the massive gate lifted right in the middle of the standoff. The demons grinned like idiots. You and I both know that is a mistake. Watch the gates open. The demon lords definitely slaughtered the Dark Knight King and unlocked it from the inside. Hell yeah. Dark Knight City is officially toast. We won this war. Hearing that, our defenders froze completely. Stunned. Did the city really fall? No way. Absolutely impossible. Who the hell opened that gate? Yun Chen stood there looking like an absolute boss, pulling a blue thread. It is the king. Our incredible king opened the gate. The end of that thread was tied straight to Zeril. He literally strung those two demon lords up on the gate. The troops went absolutely wild. Haha. The king took the win. Our king is completely unstoppable. Meanwhile, the demon army had never felt this crushed. How is this even real? Two demon lords dead? No freaking way. I have to be dreaming. God. Demon Master, please wake me up from this nightmare. Barati screamed in pure shock seeing his elites destroyed. Zeril, what the actual hell happened? His ego would not let him back down. Two lords dead. Warriors, rally with me. Charge and eradicate the demon alliance. Both armies clashed hard at his battle cry. The defenders actually had to retreat because enemy hype was way too high. Barati, looking totally unhinged, gritted his teeth, giving twisted praise. Dark Knight King, I confess I totally underestimated you. Whatever shady trick you pulled to drop two demon lords, that takes serious skill. He frantically shattered a glowing purple crystal. But when? You are way too cocky. I did not want to do this, but you forced it. Barati roared, his voice overflowing with absolute rage. I do not care about your royal city traps. If I vaporize the entire place, problem solved. The crystal exploded with dark energy, twisting like massive snakes. He screamed his summoning chant. Oh, yes. Night Severing Slayer, show these pathetic dark night demons your ultimate, godlike power. The helpless civilians shook as they stared up. What is that nightmare? Why did the sky go pitch black? This feels sickening, like some god-tier power is gathering above. I can barely breathe. Chen grabbed his chest, fighting his terror. What kind of overpowered skill is that? A demon lord? That is where we leave it, trust me. You and I need to see what is next. Stick with me here. This demon lord's power level is completely unbelievable. Out of nowhere, a terrified guy screams that the flying object is a sealed crystal. It literally holds the raw, catastrophic energy of the 72 demon pillars. His eyes instantly go wide with pure shock. Wait, what? He calculates the terrifying odds the Demon Alliance actually kept a trump card this insane hidden away. This is absolutely worst-case scenario. The skill's massive target? He's trying to erase the royal city. He spreads his arms, unleashing an explosive wave of energy. Take this. Witness the ultimate power of the great Night Severing Slayer. Endless. Savage lightning bolts totally shred the solid barrier. Eternal destruction thunder. The raw energy keeps slamming down, completely shattering the final shield. Civilians and soldiers trapped inside the city are screaming in absolute terror for help. Stepping up like a true king, Chen spreads his wings and commands them. Drop your fights immediately and get over here to help. He charges ahead to stop the massacre. Puro and Latia drop everything instantly, zero hesitation, and shout back that they are on it. Two savage demons rush out of thin air, roaring that nobody is escaping. But bam, they instantly get trapped in massive vines. Blocked. Chen watches the crazy energy shifting on the makeshift altar and quickly issues his ultimate counter strategy. Even if you completely drain your dark magic, you have to boost Latia's power to the absolute max. Latia, can you shift this attack's target? She touches her chest, frantically explaining her ability's absolute limits. Impossible. That is a legendary 72 demon pillars skill. Pushing past my limits, I can only move the target a few tiny meters. The royal city will still get completely wiped out. Seeing her panic, he stays completely chill and tells her a few meters is perfect. Now watch closely. He orders her to target him. Madness, right? If he dies, the entire kingdom falls. Latia screams that after it vaporizes him, the blast will just keep attacking the city anyway. His sacrifice would literally be for nothing. Hearing that, Chen snaps back, absolutely furious. Sacrifice my foot. Give me something actually useful right now. While you guys are stalling and panicking, tens of thousands of innocent civilians could die. Stop wasting time and execute my exact order. Brushing aside the danger, he clasps his hands together and recklessly begins to cast his own spell. Understood. She accepts the massive surge of dark aura. Latia, the rest is on your shoulders. You have to shift this energy blast perfectly. Tapping into the legendary Demon King tool, the teleporter ring, she burns through every single ounce of her strength. Blood streams heavily from her eyes, nose, and mouth. She is in absolute agony, but pushes through the pain, screaming out to shift the target. Just move. At the absolute final second, that devastating beam strikes Chen, and his body is instantly swallowed by a blinding golden light. Barat's monstrous purple energy clashes with Latia's desperate teleportation power, creating a massive, earth-shattering mid-air explosion. Everyone inside the city is completely frozen in shock. Watching their king take that devastating blast head-on, a guy drops straight to his knees, completely shattered. Their king literally risked everything to save their lives, and people are absolutely breaking down in tears at the sacrifice. You feel that too, right? They cannot lose their king. Little Yu totally freaks out, sprinting forward and screaming, no. But Little Ling physically restrains her, just in time, yelling at her to stop being crazy. Running into that blast zone is pure suicide. You'll just get yourself killed. Little Yu collapses, sobbing uncontrollably as the gravity of it hits her. That was the ultimate 72 demon pillars technique. Even Chen said he wasn't totally sure he could survive a direct hit. Seriously, hasn't he pulled off enough insane miracles already? Meanwhile, Demon Lord Barat just starts cackling like an absolute psychopath over his twisted victory. He heavily rubs the salt in the wound, laughing at the sheer stupidity of the Dark King's reckless heroics. With him dead, the kingdom of Eternal Night is totally finished. In the end, he completely failed to protect everyone, but suddenly, he completely freezes, gasping at the impossible sight. Out of the clearing purple smoke, Chen casually walks forward, completely spotless. Those final seconds of invincibility mode clutched it, and seeing him unharmed makes Bharat completely lose it. Not even a tiny scratch. Bharat's eyes practically pop out of his skull as he screams in pure, utter disbelief. That is absolutely impossible. Meanwhile, Chen exhales heavily, perfectly aware that he just barely cheated the Grim Reaper. Insanely lucky, the Imperial City shared those defense buffs earlier, even though the timer was literally running on fume. Honestly, depending purely on invincibility mode would never have been enough to survive. That lingering aftershock is brutal. Even the leftover energy almost turned him to ash. He frowns, examining his body, while a faint streak of green energy flickers across his face. If that super regen ability had not activated right on time, it would be game over. Puro stares at him, absolutely refusing to believe his own eyes. He stammers in shock. "My king, you actually survived that blast? I thought I was hallucinating." Meanwhile, a completely drained Ladia, practically collapsing from 0 mana, weakly speaks up from the sidelines. "So, what do you and I take from this? Facing a 72 pillars attack, burning all their mana, and walking away with only this much damage is an absolute miracle." Chen steps forward like an absolute boss, telling them, "Relax, fall back and rest. Trust me, you are not ready for this." Ladia instantly steps back, completely panicking right now. Her eyes are huge with fear, and Puro is losing it too. But the Royal City soldiers? Seeing him safe makes them absolutely erupt with pure joy. Haha, the 72 Demon Pillars' ultimate attack did not even scratch him. Is there anyone he cannot crush? Our king is completely unstoppable. Let's go, boys. Victory is ours. But on the flip side, the enemy troops are seriously shaking in their boots. He didn't just destroy 2 demon lords. He literally cancelled out a demon master tier skill. Can a high-ranked demon actually be this overpowered? You have got to be joking. The Dark King has to be at the demon master tier. You would need all 72 demon pillars to wipe out the Eternal Night Kingdom. We cannot win this by ourselves. Absolutely no freaking way. Demon Lord Barrett looks absolutely sick, cold sweat dripping down his face. He is frantically muttering, trying to make sense of this madness. Wait, something does not add up. If he was really a demon master, he would have instantly erased us. He would not have dragged this fight out. I need to stay calm and watch his every move. Cannot let him psych me out. He locks eyes on Chen and starts analyzing. Based on his speed and raw skill power, the guy is miles above any normal demon lord, yet he is still lacking something. He is definitely nowhere close to actual demon master tier. Pay attention. Here is where it gets interesting. He must be using a rare item. Bharat frowns hard, eyes clouded with pure panic as he strategizes. Items like that always come with crazy limits. Usually, they are just one-time use consumables. Otherwise, he would not have waited until the royal city was practically destroyed to activate it. Yeah, that definitely has to be the answer. But then a massive problem hits him. Even if he knows the truth, the foot soldiers probably will not believe it. Sure, they still have the numbers advantage, but morale is totally dead, and their fighting spirit is entirely gone. If this keeps up, the army just crumbles. Even if they win, it will be a bloodbath. He is the commander. If that happens, he becomes the biggest joke in the entire underworld. So, Bharat decides he cannot just sit back and do nothing. He springs into action. He needs a massive, flashy morale boost right now. With 2 armies clashing, there is only one real way. Clenching his fists, he screams at the absolute top of his lungs. "Dark King, I, Demon Lord Bharat, stand right here. Do you have the guts to fight me one-on-one?" He roars furiously. "Do you dare?" His voice echoes so loud, the entire battlefield freezes. Back on Chen's side, Little Ling instantly starts roasting him. "You absolute scumbag. Zero shame. Our king has been battling out there for half the day. You just camped in the back watching, and now you have the nerve to challenge him?" Little Yu, standing right beside her, is glaring absolute daggers at him too. Tusi is completely done with his huge ego and snaps. "Keep dreaming, loser." But Chen just stands perfectly still, giving him a freezing glare. "Why should I?" Bharat casually touches down right in front of them. He grins with absolute confidence. "Because you already burned through your trump cards taking out Lale and Thak. If we keep fighting, you and I both know he is lying, right?" Bharat claims, "It will be a total bloodbath." Neither of us wants our troops wiped out. Then he tosses out the ultimate bait. So even with my massive numbers advantage, I will give you a chance. One single duel settles everything. You win, we leave. Do you dare? He acts all honorable outside, but inside his head, he is cooking up some seriously dirty tricks. If Chen agrees, Bharat kills him instantly. If he refuses, the enemy soldiers lose their fear, and the army's morale skyrockets right back up. Because honestly, a true demon master would never run from a mere demon lord's challenge. But look at Chen's face. He is reading this guy like a book. Still, Bharat is definitely right about one thing: they are outgunned. The raw manpower difference is way too massive. Good morale alone cannot bridge that. His top fighters had to fall back and heal. The entire balance of power among the demon lords is completely shattered now. If Bharat dives into the madness now, a massive chaotic brawl is terrible news. Chen takes a quick glance at his loyal soldiers standing behind. Plus, he refuses to watch any more dark demons sacrifice their lives. Chen faces forward, his eyes razor sharp. Glowing golden veins surge across his entire arm as raw power erupts. He has made his choice. All right then, let us fight. Soldiers from both armies immediately back off, clearing a massive circle for the ultimate showdown. The enemy hype squad is screaming their lungs out. Let's go, Lord Bharat. Avenge Lord Thak and Lord Lale. Kill the Dark King. But Chen's army is not staying quiet either. The royal city soldiers are absolutely roaring with everything they have. Our king is going to win. He is truly invincible. He just smoked 2 demon lords. What is one more? Little Yu is stressing out though. And that is where we leave it. Trust me, you are going to want the next chapter. Stick with me here, because fighting a tier 3 demon lord solo? Absolute madness. Yoon isn't exactly our master, right? Little Ling could only whisper. What do we do now? This battle is way out of our league. Demon Lord Bharat threw up a black magic shield and started running his mouth. Knight, Lord, you just don't get it. Not all demon lords are created equal. His eyes narrowed, staring daggers. I didn't just crush the others because I am commander-in-chief. He flashed right next to Chen, jamming an ugly gun against his chest. Comparing me to those losers? Pure stupidity. But Chen stood his ground. He didn't even blink at the barrel. He glared right back, totally cool. This fight? Over in a heartbeat. Bharat just scoffed. Oh, yeah? Bam. He fired point blank at his face. But tearing right through the black smoke, a hand with razor-sharp claws. Chen had fused his base state with an all-class skill called Myriad Cycle. Seeing that, even Bharat started sweating. It is a massive buff. His aura completely changed. He is almost hitting my power level. Now watch this. The tables instantly turned. Bharat froze, with a gun pointed right at his head. Chen just smirked. 1 headshot for you, 1 for me. Fair is fair, right? That weapon was formed from pure fusion arts. Ammo Master's diffusion bullet mixed with sharpshooter. Deadly critical hit. Bang! This time, Bharat got completely swallowed by a massive explosion. When the smoke cleared, Chen just casually blew the heat right off his gun barrel. But Bharat just sneered, completely dripping with sarcasm. That was just a high-tier demon skill. Be glad you even scratched me. But internally, he was thinking, exactly as I predicted. He watched Chen's totally cocky attitude. He quietly calculated the massive power gap. The Night Lord is sitting somewhere between a warlord and a demon lord. Even with some insane hack buffing him up, his stats barely hit demon lord minimums. He is still leagues away from my level. Bharat aimed his gun again, super confident. Killing him? Easy mode. He unleashed a dark aura called Phantom Screen. Chen immediately triggered Mana Echo. Sight, smell, and hearing? Completely disabled. It had to be that suffocating black curtain. He smoothly dodged to the side. Using Mana to track me? Nice try, but that will not save you. Bharat fired his Dark Annihilation rapid gun non-stop. But not a single bullet touched Chen. Bharat screamed in absolute rage. What the hell? He literally dodged everything. His mind was racing. Even with an attack sensing trick, dodging every single shot should be impossible. They clashed at speeds way too fast for normal eyes. Chen just thought, compared to Master Shia, your speed is absolute trash. He raised his fist, fusing Strongman's full power strike with Berserker to create Rage Strike. The punch slammed into Bharat, launching him sky high. But he barely felt it. He laughed mockingly. You call that an attack? It did not even tickle. Bharat arrogantly aimed his gun right back. And, I know what you are thinking, he is going to show true demon lord power. Chen completely ignored the trash talk. He raised his gun, fusing the sniper headshot. Strike with a mage fireball. Eat this. He unleashed destructive explosive flame, firing off an insanely powerful blast. But Bharat was not backing down at all. Star-piercing gun. His attack was so brutal, it tore right through the flames, heading straight on a crash course for Chen. The star-piercing gun smashed down with massive destructive force, leaving a huge smoking crater. But Chen had already triggered Divine Flash. A second later, he landed totally safe. Barely dodged that one, thanks to Divine Flash. He glanced down at his smoking weapon. He was genuinely shook by the sheer power of that hit. Qin Hong got totally wrecked before he could even pull back. Seeing things go completely south, he popped God Flash to turn invisible. No way I win a ranged fight. My Chen Luan timer is ticking down. Gotta switch up the strategy fast. He instantly popped up above Bharat, fusing Shadow Flow's Dark Devour with a martial artist combo. But Bharat easily spotted him, spinning around with this glowing red energy. Melee? You're seriously underestimating me. Fine, let's play. Chen used Phantom Hands, launching a flurry of heavy arms at him. Bharat fought back so hard. Chen took hit after hit, grimacing in pure pain, while the Demon Lord attacked like a maniac, laughing loudly. Night Lord, is this really the best you got? Actual raindrops hit harder than you, even while getting pummeled. Chen just grinned. Oh, really? Bharat suddenly felt something weird. Wait, something is wrong. My attacks feel weaker. I am slowing down. He looked at Chen, who wasn't even sweating, and instantly panicked. His strength and speed, they are skyrocketing. How is this even possible? Bam! Chen landed a huge decisive blow to the face, drawing blood. Bharat crashed straight into the ground like an absolute meteor. Then it finally hit him. Damn it, he is using plunder to steal my stats. I cannot fight him up close. Chen followed up with a devastating dive kick to the gut, then rained down heavy punches as Bharat scrambled away. Dream on. You and I both love seeing Chen hyped for a beatdown. Stick with me, we're about to dive into an absolutely legendary head-on clash. Chen is completely dominating the Demon Lord. Little Ling is hyped, thinking one more strike secures the win. But suddenly, Bharat explodes with raw power, blasting Chen backward. He staggers up, summoning this terrifying, glowing green aura of energy. He screams that mere insects could never even comprehend his true strength. Absolute menace. A massive sword with a dragon head hilt materializes. But Chen? Not even flinching. He just charges his own energy sphere. Origin Annihilation. Heaven's Bane. Chen calls him the cocky one, which completely pisses Bharat off. He launches the giant sword straight at him, flexing his ultimate origin skill. Chen fires back with his sky-severing blast, telling him to just drop dead already. Both energy beams rocket toward each other at absolute breakneck speed. In a split-second boom, they collide, triggering an earth-shattering explosion that blinds everyone. Shockwaves rip through the air, forcing everyone to fall back. Red and blue energies clash violently, fire and water tearing the battlefield apart. The sheer impact creates a crater-level blast. Hurricane-force winds are howling, completely ripping heavy rocks right out of the ground. Absolute chaos. Soldiers from both armies lose their minds, screaming to run. The king and the Demon Lord are just too strong. Getting caught in that means instant death. 2C can barely even stand against the insane wind pressure. He literally gasps, completely stunned that Chen mastered an origin skill before even reaching the official Demon Lord tier. It's completely unheard of. She assumes a high-level Demon Master had to train him, but little Yu quickly shuts that down. Zero teachers. Zero shortcuts. He forged it entirely on his own. She is absolutely floored by how reckless Chen really is. He used the craziest method imaginable, using his own physical body to absorb the origin skill. It was basically suicide. Even a tier 4 god wouldn't risk that. Standing there in the thick smoke and dust, the tension is through the roof. Now watch closely, this is where the tension spikes. He's fighting an actual Demon Lord with veteran origin skills. As the smoke clears, the attacks stop. Demon Lord Bharat looks completely trashed and beaten down, while Chen stands there looking absolutely flawless. Chen is just giving this cold, arrogant smirk. But wait, he suddenly drops to his knees, violently coughing up blood. Meanwhile, Bharat actually lost an arm and an eye in that massive clash. The crippled Demon Lord groans, completely mind-blown that Chen wields an origin skill already. He is incredibly salty about it. That raw power, and the terrifying trace of origin, it completely outclasses his own severing origin. He demands to know where Chen got it. Bharat realizes if his base stats weren't so tanky, he'd be absolute dead meat right now. Chen stays on his knees, staying dead silent, but absolutely roasting the guy in his head. He secretly learned this star-burning flame from the origin skill of a legendary demon master. That master was easily top 10. His origin tier is miles ahead. A rank 21 scrub like Bharat couldn't possibly compare. Demon Lord Barrett steps up, channeling dark energy into his one remaining hand. He brags that even running on fumes, Chen is way worse off. Dude can't even stand up. I know exactly what you're thinking, game over. Right? Bharat aims a creepy, blood-red energy gun right at Chen's head. But suddenly, a distant voice screams out for Bharat to look behind him. He spins around, completely furious about the interruption. It's a pitch-black shadow clone, holding a massive cannon aimed straight at Bharat's dome. Chen slowly gets up, smirking internally because he can't even be bothered to explain it aloud. During their huge clash, his shadow demon sneaked off. It's now holding the demon-piercing annihilation cannon he looted from the vault. Buffed into its 1,000-wheel state, the shadow demon is easily strong enough to fire that absolute beast. Chen's eyes flare up as he savagely mocks him. Let's see if a washed-up demon lord can survive a heavy war weapon. Bharat instantly panics and starts desperately begging. Wait, don't shoot. We can retreat. He yells that Lady Slaughter will hunt him down if he dies. Deep down, he is absolutely freaking out. He knows he's trapped. The cannon is fully charged, zero chance to dodge. He begs for mercy, but it is way too late. Demon Lord Bharat is instantly swallowed up by the terrifying blast, screaming in absolute pure despair. His upper half gets completely vaporized into ash. Chen finally reverts to normal and collapses, completely drained. His army absolutely erupts, cheering like crazy because their king actually won, and the kingdom is finally safe. Meanwhile, Bharat's forces are completely paralyzed in shock, totally panicking over this impossible defeat. So what do we take away from all this? Never mess with the 72 pillars. They realize they're totally doomed, but then suddenly turn incredibly murderous. Lord Barrett might be dead, but this war, it is far from over. Stick with me. You and I are about to watch absolute chaos. Thinking the Dark Knight King is defenseless, the enemy rushes Chen, desperate to claim a legendary 72-pillar demon's head. They think killing him makes them legends, but Chen's allies immediately charge forward to intercept them. Protect the king, they scream. A fair duel was supposed to end this, but these scumbags completely flip the script. Little Yu leads the defensive charge, panicking hard. Getting caught completely off guard right now is devastating. We are too slow. Little Ling screams in terror. But Chen, he just sits there, completely relaxed. You really want to kill me? Raw energy sparks in his palms. Come try it. He mocks them silently. I might be weak, but my gear still works, idiots. Instantly fully charged, he blasts them with a devastating wave of fire. Now watch this part closely. That fireball hits like an absolute nuke, packing way more explosive power than before. Those soldiers acting so tough a second ago, vaporized instantly, completely wiped from existence. Terrified survivors stare at the massive crater, screaming to run away. But another massive army blocks their only escape. You cowards dared attack the royal city? Led by Enzone, the reinforcements furiously charge right into the battlefield. Kill them all. Baha cheers wildly from the walls. The king's frontline guerrilla troops finally made it back, completely trapped by the reinforcements. Brady's soldiers lose every ounce of fighting spirit, dropping their weapons and kneeling down. I surrender. The remaining troops drop to their knees in fear. Please, just spare our lives. The sky finally clears up. Chen slumps on the ground, soaking in the sunlight. We actually pulled out a win. News of this crushing alliance defeat instantly ripples across the dark world, leaving the other demon tribes totally stunned. Reactions are wild. Some are absolutely furious, some terrified, while others are actually celebrating. Take the queen, staring into a flickering white candle. She lets out this eerie laugh. Well played, Dark Knight King. I truly want to meet you someday. A cold breeze snuffs out the flame, plunging the entire room into heavy darkness. Meanwhile, Ching Chang stands there completely dead silent under the bright moonlight. Her eyes snap open, carrying this heavy, undeniable sadness. The war is finally over. Clouds scatter, casting a glow over her quiet silhouette. The sound of her cold voice just makes the heavy, gloomy atmosphere feel way worse. I know what you are thinking. The mission continues. Elsewhere, everyone is hyping up Chen's epic victory. Glasses raised high. The city is going absolutely wild. We won. The king declared a massive party for 3 straight days and nights. The national treasury is covering the entire tab, so the people are going absolutely crazy. Meanwhile, Chen chills on his massive throne. All business. Baha, give me the stats. Baha bows deeply to report the final battle numbers. We wiped out 210,000 coalition troops, and captured 170,000 alive. Their logistics crew tried bolting when the Frontline collapsed, but we snagged 80,000 of them. However, we lost 95,000 of our own. Luckily, most captured allies were rescued. Hearing the report, Chen orders the enemy corpses given to Shaoling. Auction off the captives everywhere. Their rich families will easily pay absolute top dollar. Send all that cash straight into the treasury. Any unsold prisoners? Brainwash them into disposable battle slaves. Baha and Shaoling bow without hesitation. Understood. But Tusi speaks up, totally confused. My king? Losing 90,000 for this massive win? That is a massive victory. So why do you look so depressed? Chen coldly waves them off. A massive country left with 50,000 troops and a half-destroyed city. Honestly, I cannot even force a smile here. If that is all, dismiss yourselves. Everyone leaves, leaving only Xiao Yu and Shaoling behind. He looks at them, genuinely surprised. Xiao Yu, Shaoling, what is going on? Something else? Dropping to their knees, they swear an intense oath. Mr. Yun, you are human. You could have run, but you chose to protect us. We are forever grateful for this. We will give you absolutely everything we have, Mr. Yun. Smiling, Chen pulls them to their feet. With our bond, no need to act so formal. Plus, you both have a connection with Master Shia, so we are basically family now. But Xiao Yu does not hesitate. She straight up says, if you and our master ever go head to head, we would risk our lives to side with you. Totally caught off guard by that intense loyalty, he quickly backpedals. What are you talking about? Why would I ever fight Master Shia? Suddenly, a painfully familiar voice echoes from above. Talking trash behind someone's back is not cool. Trust me, this cliffhanger is wild. Master Shia appears like a boss, leaving everyone absolutely terrified and stammering. Stick with me here. Both of them were internally panicking. We are so dead. Did the master hear everything? With her brutal temper, if she finds out we betrayed her, she will absolutely slaughter us. Qing Chang just walked past, shooting them a freezing glare. Xiao, Shaoling, I know exactly why you are sweating, but I am not completely unreasonable. But if you dare speak that garbage again, I will rip your tongues straight out. Shia Yu and Shaoling froze up, absolutely terrified to even breathe. Chen instantly pieced together why she showed up. Master Xia, leaving the treasure vault means. Since he asked, Qing Chang dropped the bomb without hiding a thing. Yeah, I will completely vanish in 3 days. I came to say my goodbyes. I will spend my last days finishing this mission. Her eyes looked genuinely sad. I am only a clone. I was never meant to get attached to this place. But after seeing everything you have pulled off, I honestly hate that I have to go. Then she softly patted Chen on the head. If I could, I would love to watch you grow stronger, but time is up. Qing Chang turned her back and walked away. I will let my true body enjoy that. Goodbye, my disciple. Hiding his heartbreak, he bowed deep and replied, have a safe journey. Now, pay attention. This is where things get crazy. Over at the 72 Pillars Council, demons were absolutely losing their minds over Chen winning. How did one tiny dark knight beat our massive alliance? 3 whole demon lords could not stop him. My clan lost 10,000 soldiers. This is absolute garbage. Curse that broken knight Saker. Your plan was total trash. She was so furious, she literally bit her own finger. You absolute idiot. Barat, if my real body was not stuck in the human world, I would crush that Dark Knight King myself. The demons instantly erupted into a massive shouting match. Plenty of us 72 pillars are still here in the dark world. I, the Lord of Devouring, will step up personally. I will execute that Dark Knight King, and his whole nation is mine. Oh, yeah, right. You just want to steal all the loot for yourself. I am not signing off on that. If anyone is fighting, it is me. My clan suffered the most damage. Suddenly, the Lord of Devouring roared, forcing everyone to shut up. Silence. The front lines are actually doing great. We have already conquered half of the human world. In 6 months tops, we will completely wipe out their main forces. He glared at the other demons, warning them coldly. You all better be ready to back us up against the human counterattack. 0 mistakes allowed. Anyone trying to pull a fast one right now deals directly with me. Intimidated by his insane aura, everyone kept their mouths shut. The Lord of Devouring dropped one final threat before teleporting away. As for that Dark Knight King, he is dead meat after I finish the humans. Back in his castle, he whispered to his loyal minion, how are those war supplies looking? His minion bowed respectfully, reporting back. Without the Dark Knight clan chipping in, it took longer than we thought, but everything is finally ready to go. It is heading through the spatial rift to the human world right now. We packed enough gear to feed the front lines for 6 whole months, straight through to victory. The Lord of Devouring grinned, laughing like an absolute maniac. Haha. Void first pillar. So, what if you cowards vanished? Even without you, I will use the Dark World's raw power to completely crush those pathetic humans. He stood up tall, radiating pure arrogance. When this war finally ends, every single one of you will be kneeling before me. You and I saw this coming, right? Suddenly, a minion rushed in panicking. Boss, big trouble. The rift was attacked. All the supplies for the human world are completely burned to ash. Even worse, the 5 demon lords guarding it are dead. The Lord of Devouring roared in absolute shock. What? His mind raced. Who the hell pulled this off? The Void first pillar, the second pillar, humans, or those 7 guardian gods? Fuming, he decided to hit the battlefield personally. I need to see this mess myself. Stepping through the spatial rift, the place was an absolute wasteland. Soldiers lay dead with eyes wide in terror, bodies decaying while a literal river of blood soaked the dirt. Seeing the carnage, the Devourer Lord snarled at the survivor. Every single demon here is dead, so why are you still breathing? She dropped to her knees, shaking violently while trying to explain. I was way in the back checking cargo, so I survived. Then she whispered, plus, I actually saw the attacker with my own eyes. Out of nowhere, she shoved a blade right against the Devourer Lord's throat. Dropping her terrified act, she spoke ice cold. The attacker used this exact weapon. The illusion magic instantly shattered, revealing a face we all know. Her freezing tone matched her real identity. King Chang glared at him with pure, venomous hatred. Ah, so that is how it is. The Devourer Lord just flashed a savage smirk. I get it now. I was wondering why you vanished from the front lines. Turns out you were hiding back in the Dark World. Since you actually dared to ambush me, you better be ready to die. Cutting off his trash talk, Xing Shang roared, unleashing her explosive magic. You are the only one dying today. Massive waves of energy instantly swarmed all over the Devourer Lord's body. The energy formed a brutal seal. Trust me, you and I definitely want to see what happens next at the front lines. Total chaos. Humans and demons clashing everywhere. Stick with me. We are dropping right into an absolute bloodbath where Nico is fighting for her life. She swore to defend the kingdom to her last breath, slashing a demon with a clean strike that left it screaming in pure agony. But right in the middle of the madness, something bizarre happened. The entire demon army suddenly turned and started running away. She stood there, stunned. Why were they retreating? Back at command, absolute panic. Everyone was scrambling to send backup to Team 2 before their defense completely shattered. Things were falling apart. Team 5 was taking heavy hits, and Team 7 was barely holding the line. Yoon stepped up fast. She knew her current power could totally wipe out any demon below the Lord tier. Even a demon lord would bleed. But Luan hesitated. If she unleashed that kind of power, she would die. He wanted her to survive, but she didn't care about logic anymore. She had already lost her family. Did he seriously think she wanted to live? She was only surviving to repay her debt to Principal Ye. She refused to hide while their home burned. Her rock-solid determination finally shut him up. He finally gave the order for Yuntang to deploy. Suddenly, a scout screamed. The monster forces were actually pulling back. They could barely believe it. Their capital was completely safe. Now pay attention here, because you and I are about to find out what really happened. A captured prisoner spilled the truth. The royal city in the Dark World had been completely overtaken, forcing an emergency retreat. Something massive had gone down. Since only the possessor demons could perfectly adapt to the human world's environment, they were the core army. Once they retreated, every other monster tribe just followed. Luan was hyped. General Shia's hidden trump card actually worked. By holding their ground, they had just earned a fighting chance. Only Yun Tang whispered quietly to herself, relieved she survived. Meanwhile, back in the Dark World, Yun Chen was smirking while gathering 3 dead demon lords. Super impressed by his team, he had Xiaoling secretly handle the enemy corpses specifically for this dark ritual, avoiding any unwanted suspicion. Yun Chen started activating his wild power, chanting over 3 demon lords and 210,000 monster bodies. Trading that massive mountain of flesh for the 72 demon pillars' power seemed pretty fair, right? But nothing happened. Zero reaction. He coldly realized the epic offering just was not enough. Fine then. He decided to absorb everything to absolutely max out his own personal strength instead. You thought it failed? Watch closely. A blinding pillar of energy suddenly blasts right into him. His experience points violently skyrocketed to 100 million. He cheered, hyped beyond belief. That was enough to jump 20 times to level 85, but still not worth the crazy offering. His other stats surged too. S-rank skill unlocked Ascension. He could now push any normal skill he used straight to the absolute max. One massive catch though. These maxed out ascended skills drain 10 times the original mana cost. That heavy penalty shocked him. A 10 times mana drain was fine for basic moves, but ascending a fusion skill? That could be deadly. Fused attacks already cost double the mana, so ascending them would be incredibly expensive. He did the quick math. Fusing a 20 mana fireball and 35 mana vines doubled to 110 mana. Multiply that by 10 for Ascension, 1100 mana. Even he could barely survive a drain like that. He started plotting. Before, his raw stats were so overpowered he could literally just ignore his mana costs completely. But this new Ascension skill meant he actually had to start playing smart and doing the math. He just hoped the damage boost was worth it. As the sacrifice continued, he realized his massive offering triggered a sweet bonus. The bodies were still burning away, giving him time to just stand back and watch the show. Old man Shia always said a sacrifice was just a trade where a god takes exactly what they need. But looking closely at the disappearing corpses, they were just being destroyed. What could a god possibly want with this absolute mess? Super curious, he pulled out the morning staff. If his bare eyes couldn't spot the truth, maybe this artifact would do the trick. He had chopped a tiny piece of this very staff off the vice president of the Black Impermanence class a while ago. Gripping the relic tight, he focused hard. Just holding it boosted his vision instantly. And that's where we leave it. Trust me, you and I are not ready for what this god is about to do. Stick with me here. You and I are about to watch a mortal stare down a god. He can't breathe, can't move. Just absolute terror. The entity roars. You wretched ant. How dare you look at me? Then a massive, blood-red hand slams right down toward Chen. An instant, brutal death sentence. Crap. He totally freezes up, completely stunned. The guy cannot even react. He has absolutely no clue why his brain is glitching. His willpower? Completely crumbling. He can't move, can't speak, cannot pop a single skill. Standing before this godlike being, he is totally useless. Zero chance to fight back. He feels like a literal speck of dust. But suddenly, a glowing, colorful tree root shoots up next to Chen, tightly wrapping around him. In a split second, it completely warps him away, saving his life right before that god-level hand can delete him. Meanwhile, on another trail, a mysterious figure is just chilling, taking a casual stroll. The void entity senses something and instantly snaps his head toward the sky. He just laughs, finding the whole thing absolutely hilarious. Who the hell managed to tick it off that badly? It actually attacked. He grins, staring off into the distance. Honestly, pissing them off is not hard. They are so stuck up, they cannot handle a single rebellious thought from anyone. The void keeps walking, nodding to himself like an absolute boss. Since the world stepped in to save him, that kid must be special. If he actually survives this mess, he is going to join my crew. Now, watch closely. On the other side, a random group stumbles onto Chen. Hey, look! A demon descendant is just lying over there. They immediately crowd around him, super curious. What is he doing here? An intruder? Nah, he looks badly hurt. Maybe he just got lost. The dark elves completely surround him, checking him out from every single angle. He looks like a dark knight demon, but damn, look closer. This guy is actually incredibly hot. I do not know why, but he is seriously handsome, right? I kind of like him for some reason. He probably just wandered here, injured. But then the leader steps up, absolute ice in her eyes. Save your pity. It does not matter what he wants. Anyone from the 72 demon clans deserves death. He raises his spear to finish Chen off. You never should have come near our dark elf forest, buddy. Suddenly, Chi-Chi bursts onto the scene. Wait, hold on a second. She rushes over to explain. I heard about a dark knight demon and just had a hunch. I cannot believe it is actually him. He is the one who saved me back then. If not for him, I would still be a slave. Hearing her, the other dark elves chill out a bit. So, he is actually a good guy. I told you someone that hot could not be evil. Guess we can spare him, right? Let us just pretend we never saw anything here. Chi-Chi checks him over and immediately starts freaking out. He is in terrible shape. His body is literally cracking, and he is barely breathing. We have to take him to the forest right now. But the others are not having it. Any demon near the forest gets executed. Queen's absolute rule. Does not matter how hot he is. Not killing him is already a huge favor. He cannot come inside. Take him somewhere else. I know what you are thinking. Leave him? No way. She cannot let her savior die, so she desperately begs them. But I am completely broke. I cannot afford a healer, and the nearest demon city is 3 months away. He will not make it. Please let this slide. But no matter how hard she begs, they shut her down completely cold. No. Rules are absolute rules. Chi-Chi whispers sadly, fine, I will figure it out myself. So, she decides to drag Chen all the way to her own place to save him. His body gets fully wrapped up in bandages like a mummy, but even passed out, he is completely haunted by the insane pressure of that giant eye. You pathetic little bug. You dare look at me? Even if you somehow survive, you are going to pay. The terrifying memory of that giant, blood-red hand smashing down is completely burned into his brain. A second later, he violently jerks awake, drenched in cold sweat, shaking uncontrollably. Damn it! What the hell was that thing? Why did it just randomly show up? And why did it want me dead? He grabs his head in pure frustration. Just because I looked at it? You have got to be kidding me. You are awake. Chen recognizes her instantly. You are that dark elf slave I freed back at the auction, right? Where am I? Chi-Chi is absolutely thrilled, diving in to grab his hand and rambling non-stop. I cannot believe you actually remember me. I am Lu Chi-Chi. We are at a treehouse about 10 miles away from the dark elf forest. He totally freezes. The dark elf forest? His mind starts racing. What the hell? I mean, I planned to come here, but definitely not completely wrecked like this. Turns out, things are incredibly tense between the dark elves and the demon clan. So Chen immediately puts his guard up. Plus, dark elves are physically weaker. And, since their women are gorgeous, the 72 demon clans constantly kidnap them as slaves. The Dark Knight demons are the absolute worst offenders. That is exactly why dark elves hate all demons with a burning passion. Honestly surprised I am even safe this close to their forest. Noticing 2 girls peeking inside, Chen asks, who are they? Chi-Chi introduces them super proudly. Those 2 are my absolute besties, Ali and Yue Lulu. They risked getting attacked by monsters just to gather healing herbs for him. He politely thanks them, but inside, completely on guard. And that is where we leave it. Trust me, you will want to see his next move. Let's dive right into this insane isekai madness. He scans her stats, maybe level 20. Absolute low-tier demon class. Plus, her gear is total trash. No threat here. But suddenly, she blushes bright red and whispers to Lulu. She's thinking, wow, he is totally checking me out. Outsider marriages are banned, but come on, he is so gorgeous. Chen hears everything and just cringes. Handsome? In this form? Instead of feeling flattered, he gets instantly suspicious. He has been trapped in this miserable dark world forever, and nobody has ever called him good-looking until now. Do dark elves just have terrible taste? The elf girl sighs, blushing hard. It is crazy, but the second I saw you, I felt this connection. Even her friends are feeling it, which literally never happens. Meanwhile, our boy is just standing there, completely lost in thought. Dark elves. Then it hits him. The necklace Nico gave him. Could this insane charm be coming from that specific item? He never expected it to work on dark elves. Without that massive affinity boost, they would have probably slaughtered him instantly. It is the nature's protection item. A symbol of friendship adding +1 to his base attributes. Whoever holds it gets maxed out affinity with the elf clan. But here is the kicker, only the elf queen's bloodline can gift it. Chen carefully tucks it away to figure out later. But seriously? What the heck actually happened here? Something is totally wrong here. This dark elf forest is basically 1,000,000 miles away from the Dark Knight capital. Now pay close attention here, guys, because things get wild. Back at the altar outside the Dark Knight capital, Shia is having an absolute meltdown over Chen. She asks if Mr. Yun was really there, seeing absolutely nothing. But Xiaoling is completely dead certain about it. There was 100% an altar right there. Mr. Yun was doing a sacrifice, so why did it vanish? The heavy, super creepy vibe of this place is seriously terrifying her. Logically, altars are divine gifts for trading specific stats and items. Nobody in history has ever heard of an altar getting destroyed. Plus, the whole zone is leaking insane amounts of death energy, just like the Forbidden Mountains. Nothing will grow here for decades. Xiao is completely losing her mind, running around and screaming that she does not care about any Forbidden Mountain range. Mr. Yun's safety is the only thing that matters right now. We need to send out a search party immediately. Thank God Xiaoling still has some common sense and stops her. Absolutely not. If word gets out, the city panics. If the demon race attacks us right now, we are totally screwed. We absolutely must search in secret. Back with Chen, he asks Chi to show him exactly where he landed. So, you found me right here? She answers straight up. Yeah, You were completely tangled in huge tree roots. Look, the leftovers are still right there. Calming down and thinking about it, Chen starts remembering tiny bits of the incident. Now that he thinks about it, right when that sky attack hit, he felt something physically shield him from death. You guys know it was a skill, but he has literally no clue who cast it. He crouches down to investigate the leftover roots, going full detective mode. Whatever managed to block a massive attack like that had to be incredibly powerful. But looking at this pile now, it is just regular dead plants. He cannot figure out anything else. Suddenly, a totally frantic scream cuts through the quiet forest. No, this is bad. Help us. Lily comes sprinting over, screaming in pure terror. Lulu got ambushed by nasty monsters while picking herbs. It is super dangerous out there. You have to save her right now. Chen does not hesitate for a second. He grabs both girls' hands and immediately bolts, yelling, "Let's go." Meanwhile, poor Lulu is desperately struggling to fight off a massive mob of small monsters, screaming in absolute panic. Luckily, Chi-Chi and Lily arrive just in time, charging straight in and hacking away like absolute badasses. Do not panic, Lulu, backup is here. Chen just stands on the sidelines, totally chill, thinking these are just low-level scrubs. Piece of cake. But as he tries to activate a skill, it completely fizzles out. This instantly throws Chen into pure panic mode. What the heck? My skills are completely gone. Meanwhile, the chaotic fight between those dark elves and the brutal monsters is getting super intense. Chen suddenly realizes something crazy. He can still feel pure mana flowing right through him. I did not lose my power, so why can't I cast anything? What is actually happening here? He watches the brutal fight with a heavy frown. To make things worse, these dark elves have absolute garbage gear. Their levels and numbers are way lower than these beasts. If this keeps up, they are 100% dead. What is his move? Suddenly, an ugly monster turns toward him, letting out a bone-chilling roar that makes him sweat. Are they seriously targeting me now? He shouts out angrily, "You filthy little animals actually dare to mess with me?" The massive monster suddenly towers right over him, way too close. He drops low, perfectly ready to throw hands. With his insane stats and crazy level, he does not even need skills. Just using raw melee combat, crushing these trashes, will be an absolute piece of cake. But suddenly, something extremely weird materializes, freezing him up. What happens next? You and I will just have to wait, as sweat rolls down his tense face. Stick with me. What you and I are seeing is absolute madness. A massive, bloody hand drops from the sky, locking him completely in place. A booming voice warns of a deadly price. Chen is absolutely floored. Wait, was that crazy vision not a dream? Is being paralyzed his actual punishment? Nearby, Chi-Chi smashes a monster's ribs and screams for her lord to watch out. Chen forces a breath. Chill out, he tells himself. Panic gets you killed. To survive this mess, he needs a cold, hard strategy. He is locked out of attacking or using most skills. Wait, no. Appraisal worked a second ago, so the system isn't blocked. His mind races as a bright pink magic circle flares to life right in front of him. Good news, his physical stats are totally fine. Plus, his mana pool is completely full. If he can't throw a punch or cast combat magic, he will just have to use that instead. A beast roars wildly, swatting a dark elf away like a toy. Lulu absolutely loses her mind. Is this seriously game over? She already starves every single day. And now she's going to be monster chow? So unfair. Behind her, Lily is fully panicking too. Becoming monster poop is definitely not the goal here. The beasts bare their fangs, totally ready to strike, and the dark elves scream in pure terror. Now watch closely. This is where it gets wild. Boom. Pink thorny vines explode out, instantly trapping the beasts. Chen's summon skill worked like an absolute charm. Contract Thorn Witch Xiaojing, level 59, rocking platinum skills like Dark Whip and Dark Thorn Prison. The moment she drops in, she unleashes Dark Mana Fusion. Looking at her epic work, she squeals happily. Her magic turns everything black. Chen smirks. Just as he thought if he can't fight, his summons will. He was stressed before, but adding Dark Mana to Xiaojing completely evolved her. She is practically a new beast. Her species basically upgraded, and her level is way higher than it ever used to be. While he was stuck in the dark world, his friends Yuntang and teacher Shia clearly took amazing care of her. Chen's expression turns ice cold. He points forward. Finish them off, he commands. Hearing the order, Xiaojing waves her hand, making deadly vines erupt to totally strangle the horde. In seconds, the monsters are completely wiped out. She spins around, grinning big. Master, Aren't I amazing? He gives her a gentle head pat. Yeah, you did awesome. Gripping her bleeding arm, Chi limps over. My lord, who is this? Keeping his hand resting on Xiao Jing's head, Chen confidently makes the introductions. This is my summoned beast. From now on, if anything attacks while I'm around, let her handle it. His own combat skills are locked, and his mana isn't doing much directly. So Xiao Jing is staying right here. He has plenty of mana to keep her active. Meanwhile, back at the Dark Knight Royal City Library, a scream echoes. Shaoling, come here, something huge just dropped. She pops in from nowhere, complaining. Little you, why do you always scare me like that? What is the drama? Little you just stares at the plant. You and I both know what that means, right? Poof, she's gone. Chen must have just summoned her. This proves the guy is actually alive. Little Ling lets out a massive sigh of relief. As soon as Little Jing gets back, they are definitely going to interrogate her on Chen's location. Back in the Dark Elf Cave, everyone is dead to the world. But Chen is awake, stressing out. The tusk is totally empty. That soul mark will definitely activate soon, just as planned. After crushing the Demon Alliance, he has to figure out a way to deal with Duanye, the Slayer. He desperately needs the elves. He runs the numbers. These dark elves are completely powerless against the 72 clans. Because those clans constantly bully them, they absolutely despise outsiders. Worse, their forest perfectly borders the Duania demon kingdom. Those Duania monsters absolutely oppress them the hardest. And it is not just basic military strikes either. They turn them into literal slaves. Most elves are too terrified to even step outside their trees. Total economic lockdown, too. Trade routes are completely dead, leaving the elves broke and literally starving. Their gear is total trash. Honestly, without that ancestral tree guarding them, the demons would have erased them. They are clinging to survival by a tiny thread. This isn't a friendly rivalry. It is total war. Kill or be killed. He glances at the unconscious Chi. Trust me, you and I are not ready for his next move. Let's dive right into this wild plan. He only saved Luo Chi from slavery to score a VIP pass into the Dark Elf territory. A team-up is the only way to crush Duan, the Slayer. So yeah, getting to that forest is absolute priority. Chen plotted his next move. The old plan was super simple. Let Chi introduce him, drop the massive flex that he's the Dark Knight Monarch, and easily meet the Queen. But now, his powers are completely gone. He's totally solo. Who would even believe a weakling claiming to be a monarch? He flopped back down, frustrated. Time is seriously running out here. If that tracking mark triggers, and Duan finds him, it's instant game over. Forget the missing powers for just a second. He needs this alliance, but he has to play it smart. The next morning, a sharp voice breaks the silence. Wait, you want to meet the Queen? Chi shook her head like crazy. No way. Absolutely not happening. She immediately broke down why this was pure suicide. The Queen absolutely despises outsiders. They literally had to sneak around just to heal him. Just approaching her means certain death. It is impossible. Chen frowned at that. If he could just talk to her face to face, he could handle it. In his head, the worst-case scenario is just saying he is human. Plus, he has that charisma-boosting necklace Nico gave him. He did crush the Demon Alliance, after all. Unless the Queen is totally unreasonable, she will listen. Chi tapped her chin, deep in thought. Even if right, the Queen lives deep in the forest. It is guarded like a literal fortress. Those guards are crazy strong. They would be slaughtered before even seeing the Queen. Chen's response hit her like a truck. Watch closely. Because this pivot is genius. Who said anything about barging in? We make her come to us. You dark elves are completely broke, right? Chi flinched, looking super embarrassed. Okay, yes, it is true. But did he really have to be so brutally honest? So rude. She sighed. It is all because of those nasty demons. We are stuck eating wild fruit and bugs. Nobody ever gets a full meal. Farming or hunting too far out just means getting kidnapped by rival demon factions. Sure, they have massive trees, but zero actual minerals. The guards have not seen new gear in decades. It is all ancient junk. Ordinary civilians have it way worse. She looked crushed, thinking about their dark past. She was only auctioned off because she was starving, looking for food. Chen looked sympathetic for a split second. Then his eyes lit up with a wild idea. If that is true, this is easy. He is loaded. Later, the duo headed straight to a city in the Duan Demon Kingdom. Strolling down the busy streets, Chi trailed behind him, completely confused. Lord Wuji, what are we even doing in this place? Shopping, he replied casually. She frowned hard. Is he trying to buy their loyalty with gifts? That is never going to work. Dark elves might be broke, but they have major pride. They refuse charity. Yun Shen just smirked at her. Who said anything about charity? His money did not just fall from the sky, you know? Just relax. He has a brilliant plan. You and I know this won't be normal shopping. First up, clothes. They hit a store, and Chi-Chi grabbed a hyped dress. This fabric is actually amazing, super soft, and the price is solid. Hearing that, he did not hesitate. Perfect. Yo, boss, I am buying everything in this store, but I want a 30% discount. Chi-Chi and the owner literally dropped their jaws. Huh? Realizing he just struck gold, the owner shifted into overdrive, scrambling to pack the entire inventory. For a massive baller like him, 30% is nothing. He offered 40% off. Yun Shen just grinned. 40%? Deal. Chi-Chi was freaking out now. Lord Wuji, is this not overkill? Why clear out the whole store? You are burning money. Yun Shen crossed his arms. This is just the warm-up. Do not sweat the cash. Yun Shen threw his arms wide, flexing his wealth. One shop? He could buy all of Kuro City. Chi-Chi shielded her eyes. The glow of the rich was blinding. In record time, everything was packed. A massive crate appeared in front of them. Order ready, sir. Yun Shen casually paid up. After that, every shop they hit echoed with pure joy. Welcome. Wait, did you just say that? You are buying the entire store? Even the backstock? Oh my god, you are the absolute best. Have an amazing day. A month later, they were still traveling, but Chi-Chi was looking genuinely terrified. She was completely freaking out. In just 1 month, they cleared out 5 entire cities. Lord Wuji wiped every shop spotless. Nobody shops like an absolute maniac quite like this guy. She looked at Yun Shen, panicking. Lord Wuji, you are hoarding way too much stuff. Are you planning to go back to the Broken Night Kingdom and overthrow the whole place? He was speechless. Seriously? What was going on in her head? Rebel against himself? Suddenly, 2 elf guards showed up, swords drawn. What kind of demon are you anyway? Setting up shop on our turf? And wait, that smell. It is illegal to smell this good. That is where we leave it. Trust me. You'll want to see what happens next. All right. Stick with me here. Watch our guy Yun Chen handle this. The elves called him broke, but he just chilled them out. We set up way outside the forest. We aren't invading. Did your queen actually make a law against camping out here? Xiao Ran paused. Wait, that actually makes sense. But then she snapped back. No, you are totally stealing our broke customers. That is straight up harassment. She got right in his face. What is your endgame here? He stayed totally calm, offering up a steaming plate of meat. He took a bite, the insane aroma drifting over. Relax. It is a free sample. Xiao Ran tried acting tough, but her stomach totally sold her out. Damn it. A handsome guy offering free, delicious food? Xiao Yue was barely holding on, gasping. This is so unfair. How do I resist? They instantly caved and took massive bites. The flavor exploded. They literally cried tears of pure joy. Actual meat, not gross bugs. Oh my god, this is incredible. I do not even remember my last real meal. Everything was going exactly to plan. Yun Chen flashed a smirk. Still hungry? I have plenty more inside. The tough guards dropped their attitude instantly, completely defeated by the insanely juicy meat. They stuffed their faces like absolute maniacs. Xiao sobbed, it is too good. Xiao Ren mumbled with her cheeks completely full. So worth it. Let the queen punish me. I literally do not even care. Stuffed until their bellies were totally round, they flopped on the ground. I am so full. One more bite, and I explode. Now, pay attention, because this is where the trap snaps shut. He smirked down at them. I only said the sample was free, never said the main dish was on the house. Dark elves are proud, right? Imagine the scandal if everyone finds out you dined and dashed. The elves instantly panicked. We are so sorry. We will throw it all up. Yun Chen cringed. Gross. Nobody wants you to puke. He patted their shoulders. Relax. I am not going to make this hard. Just go tell your people we have amazing food here, and we only accept shadow wood as payment. Your dark elf forest is absolutely packed with that premium wood, right? Xiao Ran's eyes instantly sparkled. Wait, you just want to trade? Why did you not say so? Xiao Yue cheered. We have mountains of shadow wood, not a problem. This is epic. Everyone gets to eat. Yun Chen smirked. He got exactly what he wanted. Dark Night City got wrecked by the war. Rebuilding takes massive fuel, and shadow wood is literally top-tier construction material. Produce, trading basic cheap supplies gets us premium dark elf goods, and they feel like we did them a favor. Absolute steal. Chi-Chi was totally moved. Lord Wuji, you are too generous. I have not had new clothes in years. Chen just shrugged. You helped me out a lot. Consider it your paycheck. Let's head back. Suddenly, she turned pale. Wait, I think someone is following us. They kept walking without looking back. Chi guessed out loud. 5 broken night demons. You and I would panic here, right? But Chen? Not worried at all. He stayed completely chill. Broken night demons? Expected. But there are way more. 17 in total, mostly mid-level threat. They have been tracking us since we left. Chi freaked out. That is too many. You flashed too much cash. They definitely want to rob you. What do we do? And obviously, Xiaojing is missing right now, he explained, super fast. Xiaojing is busy. I sent her hunting with the others before we headed out. His eyes went dead serious. A head-on fight is bad, but if these idiots have a massive death wish, well, not my problem. The demons grinned, super smug. We can totally ambush them without alerting the guards. They leaped from the shadows, ready to slaughter them. But suddenly, something popped up, making them scream loudly. A trap. Massive explosions roared, blending with pure panic erupting right behind Chen and Chi. Damn it, why are there so many traps? My arm got completely blown off. Chen smirked. Hey, if I set traps and someone accidentally steps on them, that does not count as combat, right? They walked back to Kuro City. Getting totally swarmed by dark elves, Chen yelled out, Chill, I have enough stock for everyone. Quit pushing. Hey, who just grabbed my butt in this mess? And who kissed my cheek? Stop it. I am selling clothes, not my body. Chi, help me out. Get this crowd under control. She giggled. Just enjoy it. Lord Wuji. Everyone is just crazily obsessed with you. Even I sneak peeks when you are sleeping. The dark elf crowd started shouting their complaints. My gear is totally rusted. New armor is safer. And that is where we leave it. Trust me. Stick around. All right, stick with me here. The elves are begging for supplies, craving anything, especially booze. Chen just throws his hand up and shouts, We have got it. We literally have everything. If you need it, we stock it. And just like that, the ultimate sales pitch begins. Food, clothes, gear, even a pub. We have got a whole general store, and trust me, more shops are under construction right now. Whatever you want, just name it. We trade everything for Shadowwood. The entire crowd just absolutely loses their minds. Lord Wuji, you are our absolute savior. Finally, some booze. Meanwhile, Chen is just standing there, smirking to himself. He literally wiped out 5 entire cities worth of stock just for these dark elves. Yeah, someone big is definitely going to notice this soon. Fast forward 1 month. Deep in the dark elf forest, everyone is happily hauling wood like normal. They hit up Little Jing's stall, swapping out that shadowwood for some insanely good food and epic loot. She is hyping up the crowd, yelling, 1 piece of shadowwood gets you 1 kilo of beast meat. We hunted a massive ton of monsters, so just bring the wood. One guy takes a huge bite and practically screams, Man, this is absolutely insane. The taste is completely unreal. I never thought I would eat actual meat. And honestly, all it cost was some simple wood. They are constantly praising the ancestral tree and the generous Lord Wuji. Meanwhile, 2 girls nearby are just standing around venting. Look, the food is great and all, but if I could, I would definitely trade for some brand new clothes. I have been stuck wearing this exact outfit for years. Right on cue, Chen rolls up with massive piles of fresh clothes. Satisfying the customer is totally our vibe. Clothes are a massive must-have. We have every style, every single color, and yep, just pay in Shadowwood. The girls completely lose their minds, screaming, Lord Wuji, I am officially in love with you. Take my Shadowwood right now. Hurry up. I desperately need that fresh fit. Finally, some new drip for the village. Now, pay attention, because here is where the plot thickens. Over at the Queen's Tree Palace, the Dark Elf Queen wakes up from a massive slumber, groaning, My head is super fuzzy. I must have been out cold for at least 2 months, right? Not like I had any choice. Her entire clan is trapped in this forest by the severed night demons. She just zones out, figuring there is absolutely zero drama to handle anyway. I might as well just keep sleeping so I do not get stressed out. Seriously, I'm going to turn into a complete lazy bum at this rate. But then she gasps. Whoa, that meat smells absolutely amazing. What is going on out there? Guards, get in here right now. Outside, the guards are totally shook to see her up. Your Majesty, you are awake. But honestly, the queen is way more shocked looking at them. It has been a minute. Why does every single one of you look so chubby? And your faces are completely covered in grease. And what is up with that epic meat smell? Did you actually go hunting? Aren't you terrified of getting captured and sold? The two guards just look at each other, super confused, and stammer. Actually, nobody went hunting. After hearing the full tea, her mind is spinning with questions. Merchant Wuji? But those demons only ever trade for our Shadowwood. Then she freezes, realizing something massive. Wait, that name Wuji actually sounds super familiar. I know I have heard it. You and I know exactly who it is. But she pushes that aside. She starts scolding them furiously. I gave strict orders to execute any outsider or demon that comes near our forest. And you dare ignore me to let some shady merchant chill here? Shadowwood used to be our absolute top-tier resource. Our ultimate bestseller. Now you are trading it for basic survival gear and making him rich. The male guard instantly drops to his knees in panic. Your Majesty, he seriously has zero bad vibes. Thanks to him, the whole village is living way better. Shadowwood is valuable, sure, but we cannot eat it. It literally just sits there looking pretty. We might as well trade it to survive. The queen scoffs hard. My own personal guard, begging for an outsider? And you girls agree with this? The rest of the clan must have been bought out ages ago. She is getting seriously worried now. Everyone knows dark elves despise outsiders. Yet this shady guy risks his life coming here just for business? He definitely has an angle. She turns her back, snapping at the guards. Bring him to me right now. She is determined to expose him. Fine. Let us see what this guy is actually plotting. Chen and Chi get dragged into the main palace hall. He bows with a super respectful, "Greetings, Your Majesty." But inside, he is totally vibing. All that effort was worth it to finally meet her. The queen takes one single look at Chen's handsome face and instantly turns bright red. She is completely panicking. Wait, this guy is actually hot? Hold up, why am I catching feelings for a total stranger? This absolutely should not be happening right now. The way those guards were acting. Ah, that makes sense. She looks around, putting the pieces together. We dark elves are super connected to nature. He must be carrying a rare treasure with a massive natural aura. Even I am feeling it. No wonder the girls are tripping. Putting her royal face back on, she confronts him about the nature treasure. And trust me, you and I are going to want to see what happens next. Buying their loyalty? Wuji, you are an absolute mastermind for pulling this off. Let's dive right back into the madness. Chen fired back with a dead serious tone. Yeah, you caught me. I want an alliance with your dark elf clan. Together, we crush the severed knight's slaughter machine. The queen's eyes immediately narrowed with pure suspicion. She fired back. We might not be one of the 72 demon clans, but we're elite outsiders. You're just some low-level merchant. What gives you the right to ally with us? Boom. A massive, terrifying aura erupted behind Chen. He spoke deadpan, because I am the monarch of the Black Knight demons. The dark elf crowd instantly lost their minds. No way. Even their sacred ancestral tree started reacting. But hey, it makes sense. He is the absolute Black Knight monarch. Word on the street? He completely crushed 3 demon lords back to back. Sure, they were the weakest of the 72. But the elves kept whispering weak or not, they were still literal demon lords. No wonder the tree woke up. An elder muttered, whenever the ancestral tree's energy shifts like this, something massive is about to hit our clan. What is it going to tell the queen? Chen just crossed his arms, calculating. He thought the ancestral tree was just a giant magical shield for the forest, but clearly, it's way more powerful than that. It's fully sentient, completely outranks the queen, and basically calls all the shots for the dark elves. The queen then ordered him Black Knight Monarch. Come with me. Now, pay attention here. The crowd literally gasped. The ancestral tree wants a private meeting with an outsider? That is completely unheard of. It only ever speaks to the queen. Chen's mind raced. Is it summoning me just because of my title, or is there a hidden agenda? If so, this goes way deeper than a simple alliance. He silently followed her straight toward the massive tree. As they walked, the queen immediately shut down his questions. I am not spilling a single secret about the tree, unless it commands me to. So don't even try. He just sighed. I haven't even said a word yet. Chill out. The queen's tone finally softened. But I will promise you this one thing. Meeting the tree is completely safe. It's not violent, and it has literally never hurt anyone. Chen exhaled. Is that a fact? The queen suddenly stopped right in front of a colossal, ancient tree carved with a sleeping face. We made it. The giant tree instantly sensed his presence and boomed, I need to speak with this boy alone. She immediately bowed. Understood, stepping back now. Then, the ancient tree called out to Chen, we meet again. That completely caught him off guard. You know my actual name? His guard instantly shot up. Only Preslu meowing. Little Jing, little Yu, and little Ling know my true identity. There is absolutely zero chance they talk to this giant tree. He was sweating bullets, totally panicking. Wait, hold on a second. The only other guy who knows is the Void Demon, because he can literally see through my disguise. No freaking way. Suddenly, the giant tree just started booming with laughter. Looks like you finally pieced it together, kid. Void told me everything and asked me to help you out. Chen stared hard, super suspicious. You said we're meeting again, but I've never seen you before. The tree brushed it off. You were basically dying back then, so obviously you didn't notice me at all. Then it revealed a glowing, multicolored root. Ring any bells? Chen's eyes went wide. A root? Oh man, it all makes sense now. We both feel the tension here. You saved me. But seriously? Who attacked me? Why did they want me dead? The ancient tree stayed completely chill. Why ask me? Deep down, you already know exactly who it was. You just refused to accept it. Chen froze in dead silence, then stared right at the tree. So it really was God who tried to execute me, and you somehow saved my life, pulling me straight out of God's hands? You are definitely way more than just a dark elf ancestor. The old tree rumbled. I paid an insane price to save you, kid, only because Void vouched for you. But honestly, I don't think you're strong enough to stand with us yet. A massive root suddenly shot out of the ground as the tree continued. You want the full truth? You have to pass my test first. Boom. A male elf materialized. This clone is forged from my roots. Beat him, and you win. Chen got seriously annoyed and shouted, I never agreed to join your secret club. I'm only here to negotiate an alliance with the elves. Besides, I'm currently cursed by God. I literally cannot fight head-on right now, so how am I supposed to crush your clone? The tree immediately snapped back. You? Cursed by God? You think way too highly of yourself, kid. God does not care about mortals. To him, everything is literally just dust. He would never waste his time cursing you. The tree just kept roasting him. You can't fight because of your own raw instincts. That is it. Get it through your skull. It is absolutely not a curse. It's pure biological instinct. Hearing that, Chen totally froze. Instinct? The tree explained slowly. Yeah, like a mouse terrified of a cat, or a sheep fleeing a wolf. Every single living creature has a hardwired fear of absolute apex predators. Even demons and humans cannot escape it, and God stands above all life. The tree mocked him loudly. Stick around, you'll want to see what happens next. All right, stick with me. You and I are about to watch Chen face pure terror. His survival instincts are screaming, too scared of being crushed to even fight back. That triggered Chen hard. He snaps. Scared of him? Are you actually kidding me? I've survived death twice already. I'm not scared of dying, so why would I fear this guy? But the ancient tree clone sees right through his tough act. Getting this worked up just proves I'm right, the clone says. And not fearing death? That's common. Anyone surviving endless bloody battles gets used to it. That's not a lack of fear at all. It's simply learning how to face it head on. But this instinctive fear of God, that's an entirely different beast. It is permanently carved into every single cell of your body, just like eating when hungry or drinking when thirsty. You might tolerate starvation, but you can never stop the actual hunger. Dropping into a fighting stance, the clone challenges him directly. Enough talk. Pass this test, and the alliance is yours. Fail, and we're totally done here. Now, fight. A lightning-fast strike forces Chen to dodge frantically. Gritting his teeth, he sidesteps. Damn it. He's going straight for my vitals. This old man actually wants me dead. He sprints in circles, kicking up a massive dust storm. Time for the classic trick. As the heavy dust settles, the clone spots ground, traps, and actually gasps. Oh, now watch this closely. Instead of attacking, he planted traps. A clever way to bypass his fear, right? Unfazed, the clone steps right onto a trap. Too childish. Boom. A huge explosion rocks the area, burying everything in thick dust. The clone calmly brushes it off. Kid games won't scratch me. Got anything else? Bring it. Suddenly, thick vines shoot out from nowhere. Chen summons Little Jing, his thorn witch, wrapping the enemy in massive vines. The clone looks genuinely caught off guard. Huh? A plant-type summon. That's interesting, but far from enough. Chen stands frozen, overthinking. That clash proved it. His attack, speed, and defense are absolutely Demon Lord tier. Panic starts setting in. I can barely use my active attack skills right now. Little Jing's level is way too low. How can she fight this absolute monster? What do I do? The clone speaks up slowly. A defective thorn fairy. Yet, she's grown so much. Must have taken careful nurturing. Then, surprisingly gentle, he warns her, "Little one, you're just not qualified for this. Stand down." The massive vines vanish instantly. Panicking, Chen screams out, "Little Jing, let go." Following his command, she quickly releases him. Chen's eyes widen in pure shock. A hand appears directly behind his back. The old guy grabs hard, but Chen triggers Divine Flash, totally surprising the clone. Huh? That's a rare skill. Chen reappears, sighing. So close. I almost got caught. Feeling relieved, he smirks. Didn't think Divine Flash would actually work. Sticking to his plan, he quickly equips the plundering hand technique. If it's like this, I actually have a real chance. Even with regular Demon Lord power, this ancient tree clone can't catch my Divine Flash speed. With his gear fully loaded, Chen gets super cocky, hit and run with Divine Flash, then steal stats with plundering hand. But I know what you're thinking, can he really pull off this wild win? Suddenly, his hand freezes completely. Divine Flash simply refuses to activate. Oh, damn it, that force is restricting me. The clone explains. Your instinctive fear of God completely prevents you from fighting. Running away is fine, but attacking? Impossible. Leaping into the sky, he strikes at Chen. Conquer that fear, or you're dead meat. Seeing the danger, little Jing blocks him. You are not allowed to hurt Master. The clone's voice goes dark. I told you. You're not qualified. He unleashes a palm strike, sending her flying. The crazy impact launches little Jing hundreds of meters away. Heartbroken and furious, Chen screams, "Jing!" That move snaps him. He unleashes his fusion skill, Mystic Capital Demon Flame. He growls, "Old man, you want to die?" The tree clone leaps back to dodge Chen's counter. He's stunned. You still have the guts to attack? Did he actually pull it off? Chen leaps up, fiercely charging his Mage Windblade and Magic Swordsman Blazing Flame skills. Deciding that isn't enough damage, Chen violently adds Windfire Wheel Path to the mix. His moves shock the old guy. That attack trajectory is weird. He's not aiming at me, but I'll get hit if I stay. He leaps to dodge. Wait, don't tell me. Behind the clone, massive green energy violently explodes. Staring at the burning tree trunks, he finally gets it. So, that's it. You're pulling a fast one on me. He puts it together. This clever brat looks like he's attacking me, but he's actually just gunning for the background plants. So if he hits me, it's not a real fight. You and I just witnessed an insane loophole. The clone literally ran right into it. He's basically just gardening, chopping weeds and trees. Zero intention of actually fighting. Realizing he got completely played, the clone is furious. Let's jump right back into the action. He charges in, calling out those cheap, lying tricks. Chen uses God Flash to bail out fast. The old tree gets absolutely furious, still running his mouth. Giant roots rip through the air, violently stabbing the ground. But Chen? He dodges every single strike, like an absolute pro. Pointing straight at him, the tree demands answers. Why dodge instead of defending? He could easily block that hit. Why burn space magic to dodge? Simple. Defending counts as actually fighting back. He eyes those sharp, hovering roots. Chen curses to himself. Damn it. The old guy figured it out. Normally, against a weak area attack, an ice wall works perfectly while waiting for an opening. He keeps jumping, brain in overdrive. But he can't defend right now. Even dodging is an absolute nightmare, and his energy tank is empty. Plus, God Flash burns through way too much mana. If he keeps dodging, he'll gas out and drop dead. What is the play here? What the hell can he do? Suddenly, a root blasts out right in his face. Chen completely freezes. That strike almost pierced his eye. He starts panicking. Crap. One distraction just left a massive opening. Zero time for God Flash. Out of nowhere, a vine whips around him, yanking him right out of the danger zone. He looks over and is completely shocked. Jing is totally fine, barely even scratched. She nods back, just as surprised as he is. She tells him it didn't even hurt. When she landed, there was something super soft right underneath her. He realizes it was soft wood. The ancestral tree clone actually caught her fall. Remembering the Dark Elf Queen's warning, it all clicks. Now, pay attention, because everything flips here. It is not a death match at all. Just a test. The ancestral tree isn't like Teacher Xia. He wouldn't go completely brutal without a reason. All those heavy attacks were literally just for show. He held back completely. Staring at the clone, Chen thinks hard. Based on his tone, he and Void are actual enemies of God. If you're declaring war on a god, you need serious backup. But joining their side requires meeting one massive, impossible condition. Chen stands up, hyped. He has to crush his instinctive, built-in fear of God. Just like an animal pack, instincts are hardwired from birth. You don't learn it, you just feel it in your bones. It keeps you alive, like hunting or running from apex predators. That massive hand terrified him. Just like the tree said, he's not fighting back because he's terrified. The god's curse was just an excuse to save face. God didn't even do much to him. He frowns hard at the thought. It literally just looked at him and tried to slap him out of existence. The tree saved him, but he was too terrified to swing back. He was terrified God would notice him and just erase him. He thought he didn't fear death, but this divine instinct is on another level. A single glance broke him. That is why God acts so arrogant, looking down on absolutely everyone, treating them like literal bugs. No effort required. You just look at him, freeze up completely, lose all will to fight, and exist in pure fear. These toxic thoughts mess with his head, and he grabs his skull. That fear is baked into his DNA, torturing him 24/7. You and I both know this kind of terror breaks a person, right? For a month, he wakes up terrified, going absolutely insane from it. Chen violently shakes, mumbling into the void. He's so sick of it. How does he stop it? Jing gets totally freaked out. Master, Chen spirals deeper. The most obvious answer is leveling up way past God, or at least getting strong enough to throw a punch. Power literally changes everything. Humans stopped fearing wild beasts the second they grabbed weapons. Picturing Void in the tree, he feels completely helpless. He's totally stuck. He can't even fight back, let alone get any stronger. Besides, Void and the giant tree aren't stronger than God. If they were, they would have ended him already. Why else recruit teammates? But somehow, they aren't scared of God. How is that possible? His eyes go completely dead as he mutters, "Every single living thing should fear God. Every living thing." He zones out completely. The tree clone just looks at him, highly amused. "Oh, looks like you finally figured it out." Pitch black energy starts oozing off Chen. It looks incredibly creepy. The clone shoots a branch like a deadly spear, yelling at him. What an absolute idiot, giving up the second he realized it wasn't a lethal fight. I mean, yeah, I won't kill you, but that doesn't mean you can't piss me off entirely. Act like a coward, and expect some serious pain. A sharp branch grazes Chen's bicep, and red blood goes spraying absolutely everywhere. The guy doesn't even flinch, just letting his blood gush out like crazy. That drives the old tree straight over the edge, sending massive roots rushing in. Not fighting back? Not even dodging? You really think I won't absolutely mess you up right here? The heavy roots stab into the dirt, forming a tight cage around him. But suddenly, the ancestral tree notices something really weird. Wait a second, something is way off. This kid's state isn't normal at all. Plus, that exploding aura, that isn't dark magic, and it definitely isn't normal human mana. As his hair turns jet black, the tree realizes only a corpse emits death energy. Trust me, you are going to want to see what happens next. You and I have seen crazy power, but this intensity is beyond any dead body. Suddenly, Shia leaps out. "Stop hurting, master," but Chen doesn't even notice. Behind her, his eyes flash red as he pants heavily. The ancestral tree clone instantly screams a massive warning. Bad news. This is really bad news, kid. Get away from him right now. Chen completely lost his mind, throwing a brutal punch straight at Shia, but thick roots pop up just in time to block it. Still, the massive shockwave sends Shia flying backwards, but the roots catch her and whisk her to safety. She looks back, eyes full of terrified tears. Master. Furious on her behalf, the ancestral tree clone shoots out a massive, pillar-like root. "You absolute brat. You crossed the line. As a fellow plant, I feel exactly how much that girl loves you. She would die to protect you." Chen catches the root, cracks spreading from his grip. The tree clone is totally shocked by his raw power. Chen crushes that massive root, one-handed, like it is nothing. A split second later, he stomps the ground and launches himself straight at the enemy. The old tree waves his hand, blasting dark energy and roaring insolent. But it is completely useless against the freezing aura surrounding Chen. Chen has totally lost control, laughing like an absolute maniac. Inside the freezing mist, he charges the ancestral tree with dizzying, blinding speed. Facing a crazed Chen, the old tree only has one thought. Way too fast. A godly hammer punch slams down, cracking the earth and blasting dust everywhere. He just keeps swinging, ignoring the old man, throwing fists like a machine gun. The real ancestral tree watches his clone getting absolutely demolished and confirms the truth. Here is where you and I need to watch carefully. The kid is actually fighting. He overcame his fear, but the method is totally different than imagined. Yun Chen's mental walls crumbled. The ancestral tree slowly pieces it all together. After suffering through tormenting fear and having me expose the lies inside his heart, his pride completely shattered. The kid chose to stop thinking entirely, looking for an opening by literally craving death. That is exactly why his body leaks pure death energy. It is actually a brilliant strategy, because fear is an emotion only living things can feel. If you are hovering on the verge of death, you are not considered a living being anymore. So naturally, fear just does not exist. He keeps analyzing while the kid keeps swinging, giving up the will to live and seeking death. Plus my clone attacks pushes Yun Chen closer to the grave, making that death energy insanely intense. But his vitality is just too strong. Instead of dying, he triggered a special state, perfectly hovering between life and death. We both felt that one, right? His potential is unleashed without limits, but his mind is completely gone. The tree concludes this is a terrifying method, and even worse, this kid's potential is just way too massive. Yun Chen shows no signs of stopping as the clone turns back to wood. Screaming, he puts everything into smashing the lifeless puppet. With a fierce roar, he stands straight up, eyes locked dead onto the real ancestral tree. The old tree just chuckles as more roots sprout. You still want to fight, huh? Looks like I have been completely underestimated. If that is how it is, massive roots shoot up, bursting with intense vitality. Saplings grow instantly, forming 3 giant monsters right in front of Yun Chen. The ancestral tree speaks, his voice going completely dead serious. I am getting serious now. The giant tree stomped forward, ready to attack Yun Chen, on the dark elf tree's orders. Seeing this, Xiaojing grabs her head, drops down, and just wails. Master actually hit me. Meanwhile, a giant treant swings a massive fist right at him. Yun Chen never backs down, charging in to counter. On impact, his insane power shatters the treant's arm, blasting rocks and dirt everywhere. The ancestral tree watches them fiercely trade blows and immediately comments, "This raw strength is on a completely different level compared to before." The kid just keeps getting stronger, but he is not worried about the giant treant, knowing that luckily, giants made from his roots carry his pure life essence. A wound like that will heal in absolutely no time. Once fully healed, the treant that just attacked Yun Chen and another monster let out a deafening roar. They smashed their massive fists down together, right where he was standing, but with his insane agility, he dodges it effortlessly. Yun Chen leaps onto a giant treant's head, roars at the top of his lungs, and violently slams his hand down. The brutal impact is so hard, it literally tears the massive thing right in half. But he forgot the other giant treant, getting snatched up and crushed in its massive palm. Seeing the opening, the dark elf tree shouts, "Now is the time." Dozens of heavy branches shoot out and instantly start wrapping around Yun Chen, but they only cover him a little bit, so the unsatisfied old man barks another command. Not enough. Thicker branches wrap him entirely. Once bound, he screams his lungs out. "Trust me, you and I are not ready for what happens next. Stick with me." The old tree thought Yun Chen was screaming, so he totally gloated. "My sealing magic holds a sliver of my core essence. You can't escape this," the tree boasted. "Once you're locked down, this whole fight is over." But surprise, Yun Chen was actually powering up. Insane red energy started exploding from him. The old tree's jaw basically hit the floor. "Wait, what?" he yelled. Boom! Yun Chen erupted, unleashing a massive shockwave that instantly shattered his branch bindings. Seeing him rip right through that trap, the ancestral tree was absolutely terrified. "I get it now," the tree realized. Void didn't just hand over gear. He gave you a sliver of his actual origin essence. Panicking, he whispered to Xiaojing, "Kid, I can't use more power, or he'll detect it. Luckily, just like me, your body can actually handle a piece of my origin essence." The tree extended a branch, revealing a glowing rainbow droplet. "This is world nectar. Drink it, finish your evolution, and let's go save your master." Little Jing didn't even blink. She stepped right up, tossed the glowing droplet back, and swallowed it whole. Her body instantly began mutating, spinning a thick protective cocoon around herself. "Faster, kid. Faster," the tree barked, and in a literal heartbeat, she finished her crazy transformation and shattered the cocoon wide open. She stood there fully grown, rocking her epic new title, the Thorn Queen. "Now, pay attention here." Little Jing bolted forward, while the dark elf tree frantically screamed to restrain him. She launched herself straight at a completely berserk Yun Chen. Massive vines erupted, wrapping them both up tight. Inside that vine cocoon, she held him close. "Master, wake up." Her skin was literally corroding, but she gritted her teeth through the pure agony. Outside, the tree aimed a sharp vine at them and yelled, "That is the sheer corruption of the myriad calamity power. Just hold on a second. I'm almost ready." Crying from the pain, Jing held firm. "I can take it." The vine whipped past her, plunging straight into Yun Chen's chest with a sickening thud. The tree sounded super tense. Yun Chen is literally trapped between life and death. It's unique, but fixing it is simple: either kill him completely or revive him. Watching him violently writhe from that stab wound, the tree muttered, "Obviously, I'm picking the save him option. Giving up some life force is easy. The real problem? He triggered the myriad calamity, a god-tier power he has zero business touching at his current level. To put it simply, this origin power represents the raw matter and core forces that literally make up reality. Things like water, fire, earth, and wind building our universe. That is the origin of life. But for true balance, life alone isn't enough. You need destruction to keep order. If the origin of life creates things, the origin of destruction has to tear them down. Nasty stuff like devouring, endless decay, total annihilation, and plagues. That represents ultimate ruin. And this myriad calamity power? It stands for absolute, unstoppable disaster. The tree internally stressed over this insane destruction power. I know you're wondering, how does he survive? Void gave him this power, hoping he'd use it way later when he was stronger. Nobody expected him to trigger it this early. Watching Yun Chen's life force fade away, the tree sighed. "This isn't looking good for you. Let me step in." The tree roared. "Origin activate. Life, death, descend." The second those words hit the air, boom. Half of Yun Chen's face completely mutated. Just like that, it was over. The tree halted its attack entirely. Jing sat nearby, stressing over unconscious Yun Chen. Suddenly, his eyes snapped wide open, though still totally groggy. "Not a dream? I really caused a massive scene, didn't I?" The tree calmly replied. "Yeah, very loud." But the result wasn't half bad. Void didn't seem to mind at all. "So, congratulations. You beat your instincts, can face God, and officially joined us." Yun Chen instantly had questions. "How many teammates are left?" he asked. The tree vaguely replied, "A lot." Yun Chen immediately pushed further. "But are they actually on my level?" The tree turned dead serious. "Not exactly. Their trials and results were similar, but your solution was completely different. Your method was super extreme. Nobody could pull that off." The tree explained slowly. "My original plan was for you to completely let go under immense pressure, forcing you into a totally selfless state. That way, your subconscious would literally erase your existence, hiding you from God's overwhelming fear. Basically, all your teammates succeeded by doing exactly that." He sounded almost resigned, explaining this twist. "But Yun Chen, trust me, you'll want to see his completely different path. Stick with me here, you're about to see something wild." He literally gave up his life, hovering between living and dead, completely escaping the rules of mortality. Pulling that off requires a master-level understanding of death itself. Naturally, the ancestral tree looks pretty skeptical. Seeing him adapt so perfectly, the tree suspects he actually did die. And Yun Chen? He doesn't deny a thing. Close enough. In a twisted way, he figures it basically counts as dying twice. Rubbing his chin, Yun Chen wonders aloud. He feels a massive energy seal deep inside. That's the legendary myriad calamity power, right? The exact reason he totally lost his mind. Why would the void do this to him? The tree sighs heavily. If you're going to fight God, you obviously need as much raw power as possible. It was a gift, but he opened it way too early. Yun Chen seriously questions this whole God-fighting mission. What if he just says no? The tree stands firm. He doesn't have a choice, unless he wants to end up exactly like them. His face instantly turns grim. He pictures those mysterious coffins resting silently on the Forbidden Mountain. Yun Chen jolts up in pure shock. Who are they? What exactly is inside those coffins? But the ancestral tree doesn't even flinch. People just like him. Basically, his fallen seniors. The tree adds that overcoming primal fear is just step one to facing a literal god. The road to victory is insanely long, and the enemy is just way too powerful. Yun Chen frowns. Now, pay close attention here. How strong are we talking? The tree explains God only ever interacts with living beings through pure sacrifice. It never steps in directly because this entire world is way too fragile to handle it. Just a tiny bit too much interaction would literally wipe out the entire planet. He digs deeper. The Forbidden Mountain is proof. To the demon race, that mountain was a divine miracle. But to God, it was just like casually tossing a tiny pebble into a puddle. That single axe strike completely stripped 10,000 meters of land. Nothing is going to grow there for absolute ages. Hearing this insane power scaling, Yun Chen has to ask, How the hell are they supposed to beat an enemy like that? It's completely beyond comprehension, honestly. Even the ancestral tree has no clue, but they have no choice. Once the winner between the two worlds is decided, the apocalypse begins. Suddenly, little Jing screams out in pain. Chen whips around, completely panicked, for little Thorn. But hey, no need to panic. She's just naturally reverting back to her original form. The dark elf ancestral tree simply chuckles. Seems his current magic level isn't enough to sustain her new form. Chen just smiles, walks over, and gently pats little Thorn's head. Time to bounce, he says. And she instantly agrees, totally hyped up for the plan. Yeah, sure, he replies, spinning around to drop a massive theory. This won't just cure little Thorn's condition. With the void backing them up, they'll get the strength to survive God. And the tree? He guesses it isn't just some random plant in the woods. You and I definitely saw a twist coming, right? The elder tree suddenly drops an absolute truth bomb. Bingo! Elder tree is just a cute nickname from the dark elves. God actually created him to survive this dark world. He is the legendary world tree. Hearing this epic identity reveal, our boy only cares about one thing. It's the mythical world tree that creates entire worlds, maybe even linking them together. But hold on. Whether it's the dark world or the human world, God created both of them, right? He's literally God's creation. And now he wants to commit treason? The tree just laughs bitterly and admits it. Yeah, God made him, but his actual mission is keeping the world alive. Meanwhile, God only wants this world to be a temporary setup. So God was constantly messing with his mind, using him like a cheap tool. But thankfully, the void stepped in to help. He finally broke free from that divine control and got a real shot at his own dream. Hearing this, Chen is completely puzzled. What the heck is the void anyway? And why pick him? Just because he has high potential? The elder tree lets out a sigh. He absolutely cannot spill the beans on that secret identity. The void has to tell him personally. Otherwise, 0 living creatures have the right to speak on it. But he does throw Chen a bone. Why was he chosen? Simple. Potential is barely a factor. He has watched countless epic geniuses come and go. Honestly, his identity as a human is infinitely more important right now. The tree pictures a massive chessboard, manipulated by 2 entirely different cosmic forces. But as he explains, there are exactly 2 gods in total. They created and completely control both the human and dark worlds. This massive dimensional war? It's just gods fighting. Sacrifices are literally just part of their twisted game. Every single living thing, including Chen, is nothing but a pawn. A cold shiver runs down his spine. Because no matter which side actually wins, the world gets totally wiped out. So the final boss isn't just one god, it's both of them. And here's the catch, the dark world has the void, but the human world has nothing. Finally, the ancient tree points a massive branch straight at Chen and drops the absolute mic. They need someone to secretly influence the human world. And trust me, you and I know who's next. Chen. The kid frantically tries to back out. They are seriously overestimating him. The void can pull that off because he packs raw power that literally crushes everything. All right, stick with me here. The elder tree pulled out a glowing item and declared you have real potential. You have a real future. Floating the treasure over, the tree added, since the void gifted you the eternal calamity power, my welcome present has to be top tier. This is my heart. Literally, the heart of the world tree. Use it well. The system panel immediately flashed. Heart of the world tree. An insane material capable of controlling the world's raw power. Chen just stared at it, absolutely stunned. Wait, you gave me your actual heart, dude? What happens to you? Plus, I never even agreed to join your team. Did I? The ancient tree just laughed, explaining that his true body was the world itself. Sure, the heart matters to me, but I can always grow another one. And honestly, I will not force you to join, because for you, it is only a matter of time. Hearing that, Chen accepted the insane gift, genuinely thanking the old guy for the massive boost. Gripping the glowing cord tightly, Chen felt a chill. The closer he got to the real truth, the more dangerous things felt. He needed power, as much power as humanly possible. Then, the tree asked a simple question. Being able to see God, that has to be an item effect, right? Can I check it out? Chen could not exactly refuse the guy who just gave him his heart, so he agreed. He handed over what looked like a basic stick. It was a fragment of the morning staff he had found years ago. Holding it lets me see souls, maybe even damage them directly. The tree examined the wood carefully. Interesting, the internal structure matches my own body. This must have fallen off the human world tree. Over time, it withered into this pathetic shape before you finally picked it up. Now pay attention, because this gets wild. The tree pumped pure energy into the useless stick, forcing an instant evolution. The old staff morphed into something entirely new. The ancient tree nodded in approval. Honestly, using this as a weapon is a fantastic choice. The system stats popped up. Branch of the World Tree. Legendary quality attributes. Physics plus 1000. Intelligence plus 1000. Stamina plus 1000. Passive ability, see the unseen. Active ability, ignore defense, and directly attack the target's organs, blood, bones, and soul. Gripping the legendary branch, Chen was hyped. This weapon is completely broken, he shouted. But the old guy had one final warning. The damage output is just a bonus. The real purpose is expanding your vision. The tree smiled proudly. Hold this during your next massive sacrifice. You will uncover so much more. But remember the golden rule, never let God catch you. Keep your head down. Do not look directly at him, and he will ignore you entirely. Just like humans never notice tiny ants crawling on the dirt. Chen nodded, his expression dead serious. I completely understand. Then Chen remembered the main prize. How do I actually use this world tree heart? The ancient being explained it calmly. Merge it with a blank blueprint. Once you steal the human world tree's heart, you can craft a complete god-tier set. You and I both know what that means, right? Chen realized the terrifying truth: God completely controls the human tree. Is it just going to willingly hand over its heart? The elder tree scoffed. Obviously not. It will not be friendly like me. But you cannot just attack recklessly. If you kill that tree, your entire human world collapses instantly. As for how to actually steal it, figure that out once you return home. He was laying out the ultimate survival roadmap. Because right now, your biggest threat is that eternal calamity power boiling inside you. It is not normal energy. The more you battle, the wilder it grows. Eventually, it is guaranteed to shatter your internal seal. The ancient tree laid down the cold, hard truth. Your only option is to devour it completely before it destroys you. Chen repeated the crazy idea, absolutely stunned. Swallow the eternal calamity power? Seeing his pure shock, the tree changed the subject. I sense a tracking mark on you. The Midnight Demon signature is currently hidden. If you want, I can erase it permanently right now. But Chen casually waved it off. Nah, let it stay. That tracker is useful as long as the Dark Elf Queen wants an alliance. Internally, he was amazed. The world tree's perception was truly terrifying. Even my soul-level tracking got spotted instantly. The ancient tree just burst into laughter. Kid, you passed my final test. You know exactly what to do. Listen, fighting is not my style. I am just a support buffer. Punching gods in the face? That is entirely your job. He wrapped up their epic conversation right then and there. This is as far as I can help. Chen bowed his head slightly in deep respect. Thanks for everything. Then he turned and walked away. Zero hesitation. Trust me, you are going to want to see this. Slayer Duan flashed in his mind. It was showdown time. Shortly after, Chen sat down for a meal with the Dark Elf Queen. As they discussed an alliance, she spoke up. Since you recovered your strength, I suppose you actually bring something to the table. But internally, her mind was focused on something completely different. It has been centuries since I ate food this amazing. And it is all thanks to him. Stick with me. You and I are about to witness an insane takedown plan. She casually sliced her meat, secretly wanting to squeeze him. But this won't defeat Slayer Duan Yi. Nobody knew that behind her deadly serious vibe, she was practically screaming internally, just telling herself to chill out and maintain that perfect image. Chen crossed his arms, getting dead serious. This warbase? It is a massive fortress custom modified right out of a mobile palace. It is fully packed with hundreds of heavy-duty warfare weapons, plus thousands of mid- and small-tier artillery ready to fire. Add in the strongest demon armies led by the Dark Knight and the Thorn Queen. Her power level sits right between a demon venerable and a full-blown demon lord. The queen twirled her knife. We will not know the fortress's true power until we actually test it out in battle. And if the Thorn Queen is as broken as you say, she can be our main force. But honestly, it is still not enough. The queen's eyes turned razor sharp. Slayer Duan is the absolute head honcho of the 72 demon pillars. Even with your backups, I can barely hold my ground against her. To actually secure the kill, I need some seriously overpowered backup. Chen smirked and revealed his stash. What if I throw in these 3 items? He showed a crystal, 2 potion vials, and a glowing scroll. The queen looked like she just had a massive epiphany. So, that is it. On their own, they are whatever. But combo them right? Massive damage. He dropped a sly hint. Consider that my contribution to the team. What about your side? The queen happily took a sip of her wine. My clan's top-tier elites are going all in for this fight. Now, pay attention here. This is massive. I will ask the ancestor tree for 3 clones. Because, as we know, it is actually the legendary world tree. Even though its main body is completely stuck, its massive roots run incredibly deep into the dark world. They can literally reach any corner of the map. And every single branch? It can morph into a clone-packing demon venerable tier strength. The queen's expression turned incredibly dark. A ton of my dark elf people are enslaved by Duanyi, right? But they are not just normal slaves. They are actively running undercover missions. Meanwhile, deep in the Forbidden Mountains, the zombie workers were gossiping up an absolute storm. So freaking weird. Every single day is just coffins and dead bodies. When does this nightmare gig finally end? We have to open all the coffins first. Lord Collada is grinding like crazy, but hey, those are Slayer Duan's direct orders. Everyone knows he is basically simping for Slayer Duan. Too bad he will probably get nothing. Suddenly, an insanely loud laugh made them all jump. So, that is it. I finally figured it out. Collada walked out holding a piece of wood, laughing. My research was not useless. If we trigger this thing, this entire mountain range can literally flip the dark world upside down. He slammed that wood block straight into the dirt, totally hyping himself up about his glorious future. If Slayer Duanyi harnesses this, she hits the top 5, no, top 3, maybe even the #1 spot of all 72 demon pillars. He suddenly blushed, imagining Duanyi's curves with a totally creepy look. With a victory this massive, how will she reward me? What if I ask for something naughty? She might actually say yes to me. He snapped right back to serious mode and started barking orders. I am heading back to the royal city. Keep working and do not slack off. The other workers happily agreed. You got it, Lord Collada. Meanwhile, inside a grand church, Lucy clasped her hands next to Duan, speaking super softly. Great master, I am ready for your orders. She sounded devout. Please guide our devotion. Duan stood there thinking, another oracle? Are you serious? She watched Lucy suddenly float right up. Let's pause here. You and I both know how this works. After spying, she realized these divine oracles are basically just assigning video game quests. Suddenly, the giant orb on the statue's chest behind them started glowing brightly. Special loot and rewards dropped through that light. But that orb? It is just disguised teleportation magic. The other end is definitely in the Holy Kingdom. These divine missions are a scam. Duan played along but was distracted. The Holy Kingdom is just profiting off the dark world, but it is super weird. Half of these missions have absolutely nothing to do with her own interests. The more she thought, the sketchier it got. They are basically making these believers do someone else's dirty work. Who is the real boss behind this? The orb flashed a blinding light. When it faded, an axe appeared. Lucy grabbed it. The oracle has 2 commands. First, go to the dark elf forest and destroy the world tree. The crowd below freaked out. What? The world tree is in the dark elf forest? It is the elf ancestor tree. Legends say the world tree merged with the planet. How are we supposed to beat that? Even Slayer Duanyi could not touch it. What chance do we have? Is this oracle telling us to die? Lucy's face went dark, and she growled. Slayer Duanyi failed. But that does not mean we will. Her nasty expression reflected on the blade. This axe is a divine weapon gifted to us by God. Trust me, you'll want to see this. To this weapon, the world tree is just rotten wood. Let's dive right into this wild story. The Dark Elves aren't just gonna let us walk in. Their queen? A total mystery. And her power level is completely unknown to everyone. The rumors say she actually crushed the 67th Demon Lord back in the day. Honestly, if her clan wasn't so weak, she'd already be one of the 72 demon pillars. Lucy flashes this totally sinister smile to calm everyone down. Don't sweat it at all. I'll just contact the Pope and call in the Holy Cross Army. It's only some dark elves. No big deal. Hearing that, the whole room goes absolutely nuts. The Holy Cross Army is literally the strongest squad in our entire holy faction. This isn't some petty skirmish. Calling them in is enough to erase an entire demon nation. Holy crap. Guys are literally saying they never thought they'd witness a holy war on this massive scale. Dulan is stressing out hard, thinking something is super weird. Why is the Divine Empire attacking the Dark World's world tree? These two sides have absolutely zero reason to even be messing with each other. But from past experience, these so-called holy oracles usually end up benefiting the Dark World instead of hurting it. Lucy just smirks like an absolute villain. The second oracle? Completely wipe out the Dark Knight Demon Kingdom. Then, out of nowhere, she literally starts drooling, grabbing her chest. She looks insanely thirsty to murder the Dark Knight King. Lucy's behavior is so creepy, it seriously freaks Doolin out. After staying super quiet this entire time, Doolin finally speaks up. High Priest, finishing this oracle is going to take forever. Before we even start, you better keep your promise. Lucy strokes her chin, calling her an impatient little kitten. We have plenty of time anyway, she says, staring into Doolin's eyes with a wildly obsessed look. Watch this setup closely. They agree to start their date, and suddenly the vibe gets super peaceful with a gentle breeze blowing. Doolin looks at Lucy, totally confused. High Priest, how are you planning to handle those two massive oracles? She lays out her crazy plan. Once I deploy the Holy Cross Army, it means our strength can easily crush absolutely anything. We just take the easiest route. We wipe out the Dark Knight demons first, then smash right into the Dark Elf forest. Out of nowhere, she grips Doolin's hand insanely tight. This is a rare date, so stop bringing up work. Just relax and drop the High Priest title. I want you to call me something cuter. Just call me Lucy. Looking completely love-struck, Lucy adds, my little rogue, you helped me collect every single material for my third rebirth. I saw how hard you worked. Ask for anything, and I will say yes. Doolin looks super skeptical, practically not believing a word. Any request, even if it crosses the line. Lucy's creepy hand starts wandering and basically groping everywhere. Anything goes. But suddenly, that playful hand gets snatched tight. Doolin's whole vibe instantly turns razor sharp. What if I said, kneel and lick my feet? Lucy freezes at the crazy demand, her eyes narrowing with killer intent. Little rogue, stop joking around. Someone as noble and pure as me doing something that low? Definitely a no, but I'm down for different games. Doolin starts unwrapping the cloth around her body. Lucy, you completely misunderstood me. We both saw this twist coming. Game over. Her true face is revealed, voice dripping with absolute mockery. Who is the real lowly scum here? Lucy cannot believe it. Doolin, what the hell? Why are you in the dark world? Did the Dragon Nation send an army? No way, they're too weak. Doolin swings her massive tail, answering coolly, how did I get here? Forced. Exactly like you. You seriously didn't know. Guess your connection with the Holy Empire really sucks now. Lucy suddenly flies up into the air. No wonder you picked this nowhere spot for a date. You planned this. Black wings form, but she acts totally chill. So what? Think my past battle performance was my full power? You are dead wrong. Plus, I just finished my third rebirth. Lucy absolutely screams. Even you must bow down. Third rebirth. Six-winged fallen angel. Doolin looks like she knew it all along, just as I thought. You lost to Eld on purpose back then. When did the Holy Empire start teaming with the Dark World? Lucy doesn't hesitate, launching a brutal surprise attack. A dead person doesn't need to know anything. Heaven-severing light. The strike is absolutely massive, but Doolin dodges so fast, even as it almost swallows her whole. Lucy's face twists into pure evil as she laughs. Daughter of the Guardian General. The top genius of the Dragon Nation. Completely useless. I threw away everything for this power. I embraced the darkness. What right do you have to even fight me? The blast leaves a massive crater behind, but Lucy is absolutely stunned. Doolin, who should be dead, is just standing there unharmed. Lucy totally loses her cool. Not a single scratch? You kidding me? You're just a second-rate elemental mage. Even with bloodline talent, that's impossible. Then it hits Lucy. Wait, are you too? Doolin replies casually. That's where we leave it. Don't act shocked. Lucy, I worked hard for you, but definitely used your name to get stuff done. Stick with me here. Pulling off a third rebirth really is not that crazy. She smiled cheerfully. Oh, and she kept all the god-tier loot. You just got the garbage leftovers. Suddenly, massive colorful tails erupted right behind her back. Third rebirth. Elemental Spirit Foxmaster. Completely freaking out, Lucy blasted more dark magic. Creepy skulls flying straight at her. You damn parasite. Heaven should erase you. But against all that crazy rage, Doolin just stood there chilling. Dark magic break, she yelled. Yangwood demon ceiling pillar. Lucy totally froze. Her attack was instantly dispelled. What kind of wood element is that? Doolin just smirked. Not regular wood. This is my yin combined with yang. It attacks and massively buffs my other stats. Boom. A blood-red sphere literally materialized out of thin air. Yang flame, she shouted. Crimson heaven. Lucy could not even teleport in time. Damn it, my wings. Panicking, she quickly scrambled and flew off. I have got to escape this heat, but then she looked up. Yin water, dark, giant wave. Thick black mist violently choked her. Dueling clasped her hands, summoning two black and white fish swirling together. Where there is water, there are fish. Yin and yang merge. Yin-yang fish. The twin fish launched like absolute rockets at Lucy. Watch closely here. She crashed hard into the dirt, totally beaten. Groaning through the pain, she whispered, Lu Julin, I heavily underestimated you. You are so much stronger and prettier than I thought. Lucy was covered in mud and blood. Suddenly, tears just started pouring down her face. If it is you, Dolin, you can totally step on me. Trample me. I will take anything from you. Unleash all your desires on me. Hearing that absolute gross nonsense, Dolin leaped back in pure panic, screaming, You are an even bigger pervert than I thought. Meanwhile, across the forest under a perfectly blue sky and fluffy white clouds, two figures strolled along. The queen glanced over at Yun Chen, signaling, Everything is totally ready. Let us get this party started. Cool. Yun Chen stood there looking nervous. Do not let me down. Cut to Duan Ye, the slaughter princess, back at the royal city. The vibe was incredibly heavy and majestic. Sitting up high, she was completely wrapped in a murderous aura. All her demon minions knelt in absolute respect. Welcome back, Lady Slaughter Princess. Fighting for 6 months straight was exhausting. How is the frontline looking? Duan Ye replied, sounding super annoyed and tired. It sucks. At the worst possible moment, the commander screwed everything up. Otherwise, we could have easily conquered another massive human nation. She angrily thought to herself. Remembering all that epic slaughter on the battlefield just made her furious. What the hell is wrong with the devouring lord? Even a guy who absolutely hates losing chose to run away. Plus, after retreating, he forced the royal city into total lockdown and massively boosted their defenses. You and I both know that is weird. Skipping the 72 Pillars conference? What is happening? Duan Ye just brushed off the drama. Whatever. Forget the frontline talk. How is the situation back home? The head minion quickly stepped up. Aside from Beretti dying and the Alliance army totally failing, nothing major happened. Hearing about her squad fumbling the bag, Duan Ye got seriously pissed. Leading 71 demon tribes and still losing to the Black Knight? What a bunch of absolute trash. She snapped, violently unleashing her massive power. The whole room started getting wrecked, but useless or not, he was still my minion. I am Duan Ye, the incredible slaughter princess. The only person allowed to kill Beretti is me. I will destroy this Black Knight monarch myself. Suddenly, something grabbed her attention. Her minions looked up, completely confused and honestly pretty freaked out. This feeling, it is the soul tracking mark. As far as I know, the only survivor of that mark is the human, Yun Chen. I could not sense him at all earlier. Why pop up now? He is insanely far away. I can only guess his rough direction. I need to investigate to find the exact spot. Duan Ye crossed her arms, acting completely chill. Actually, no need to check at all. He is about 100 miles from the eastern border. I missed him earlier because he was clearly using some special trick to hide. But that trick is obviously broken now. She immediately ordered her minions, Sura, Ajin, bring his head straight to me. That head is worth an absolute fortune. Ajin knelt down, listening closely, but still hesitated and asked, But Lady Slaughter Princess, did you not once claim the Black Knight Monarch was actually that Yun Chen guy in disguise? Sura looked seriously worried too. Before, 3 demon lords teamed up to kill him, and Yun Chen literally wasted them all. Just the 2 of us? I am terrified. Duan Ye did not let Ajin say another word. She just smirked and explained. Humans cannot control dark magic. I only made that up as an excuse to start a war. Sura and Ajin both looked very interested. They instantly got hyped up and started laughing out loud. Well, that makes it an easy fix. Sending us to crush a tier 3 human? Absolute overkill. Meanwhile, back in that dark forest, things got weirdly quiet. Trust me, you are going to want to see what happens next. Alright, stick with me. Yun Chen was meditating, completely in the zone. His robe hid his true identity. But that Zen moment? Totally ruined when 2 demons just teleported right in. Sura and Ajin chuckled like villains. Found you, human. Honestly, you're a total waste of time. But Lady Slaughter Princess is pissed today, so tough luck for you. Yun Chen just sighed. He absolutely despised these clowns. I honestly don't know if the Slaughter Princess got lucky, or if you two are just completely dead. Heavy winds suddenly kicked up, and right behind them, someone slipped out of the shadows. The queen grabbed their shoulders. Definitely both. Sura and his buddy froze. Pure panic in their eyes. The Queen of Darkness, trembling, they slowly turned around. Then boom, The solid ground cracked wide open beneath them. But wait, there's way more. 3 massive tree demons erupted from the dirt, warping the very air around them. Stop crying, a booming voice echoed from a massive flying fortress overhead. We're just as annoyed as you are. Little you looked super bummed. Powering this fortress wastes way too many magic crystals. That's the Black Knight Monarch's stash. Little Ling complained. All this just for 2 pathetic demon lords? Honestly, Yun-chan was the most furious one here. The shadow fortress loomed above. The demon was stuttering, completely paralyzed. Wait, is that human actually the Black Knight Monarch? No way. You have got to be kidding me. Now pay attention. This is where it gets insane. They're staring down the most terrifying army in history. 3 giant tree demons. The Dark Elf Queen. The Monarch himself. This overwhelming force definitely wasn't meant for them. This trap was entirely for Lady Slaughter Princess. Sura and his partner were so cooked. Talk about using maximum overkill. And they were just bugs in the crossfire. Yun-chan didn't care. He casually waved his hand. Not a total waste, though. The plan was to clear out demons anyway. Perfect target practice for our flying fortress. The destructive force was unreal. Sea of flames instantly covering the landscape, turning everything to ash, including Duan Yi's 2 lackeys. Horrific screams echoed right through the burning forest. He brushed it off, weighing a gadget in his hand. Solid firepower. Instantly kills demon lords. Guess those resources weren't wasted. Yun-chan evaluated it coolly. At maximum firepower, that should easily terrify all 72 demon pillars. He was loving this new weapon. Makes sense, considering it was upgraded from a whole mobile palace. Plus, it's highly portable. The queen stepped up, adding, "This fortress is even better than that. It houses living creatures. With enough rations, you can hide an entire army inside." Little Yu and Little Ling popped out, nodding hard. Oh yeah, the interior is massive. We could easily park the giant trees right inside. But the main goal was baiting the Slaughter Princess out for a kill. That totally failed. Little Yu looked confused. So weird. The captured demons all swore that the Black Knight Monarch was actually a human. The queen replied. Even our spies in Duan Yi's capital heard that. Yet she only sent 2 weak lords here. Let's pause for a second. You and I know that info was just a fake excuse to start a war. Duan Yi didn't buy the bait. Plan A flopped. Time for the backup. Meanwhile, back in her flashy palace, Duan Yi lounged on her throne, totally clueless that her minions just got vaporized into dust out by the teleportation arrays. They should be at the border by now. Why the delay? She wondered, feeling a really bad vibe creeping up. Suddenly, panicked footsteps echoed. Emergency. It's a disaster, Lady Slaughterer. The scout was drenched in sweat, completely terrified. The eastern and western borders were being attacked by dark knights and dark elves simultaneously. Their forces are way too overpowered. The local lords are getting absolutely crushed. Duan Yi frowned hard. A coordinated double attack? Coincidence or trap? Doesn't matter right now. You two, intercept them immediately. Split up and defend. Her guards instantly turned, shouting, Roger. Still, Duan Yi sensed something incredibly sketchy. The timing was too perfect. This whole operation was targeting her directly. Even worse, the tracker mark's aura was suddenly right on top of her. Her bad feeling just hit maximum level. Out of nowhere, a massive rumble from the ceiling made her look up. Debris rained everywhere, but Duan Yi just smiled on her throne. Well then, what an unexpected guest we have. Boom. The entire ceiling exploded inward. Yun-chan dropped in, transformed into his absolute peak, Dark Knight form. I brought death directly to you. Now, what do you and I think happens next? Absolute carnage. She never expected him to actually have the guts to provoke her like that. Was this really the Dark Knight King? Yun-chan, let's jump back 2 months to a fancy mountain palace. Stick with me here. A voice echoes out. Using that soul mark as bait is definitely a cool move, but the success rate is not exactly high. What happens if it fails? Inside, Yun-chan just sat there, arms crossed, completely unfazed. Then we attack head-on. But first, intel. We need everything those hidden dark elf slaves know. Opposite him, the Black Spirit Clan Queen herself. She just smirked. I knew you were playing this angle. Exactly. Their military gap is way too massive. An open war equals total suicide. The only real play here? Chop off the head of the snake. We are totally on the same page. I have been setting up this exact trap for years. Spreading her hands, the queen broke down the current state of the Duan Demon Nation. Besides Bharat, 10 demon lords remain. 3 are busy fighting humans, so we just ignore them. Of the 7 left, 3 are completely locked down guarding the major cities outside Duani limits. The other 4 run the royal city. Now, pay close attention to this map. Inside the capital, 7 lords, 300 high ranks, 9,000 mid, and roughly 180,000 grunts, plus weapon caches, teleport grids, and guard patrols. Hearing this crazy detail, Chen immediately looked a little suspicious. Hold up. Aren't those undercover elves just slaves? How are they pulling this kind of military intel, especially top-secret stuff? She shot him a knowing look. You have got it all twisted. Only demon nobles buy slaves in the capital. And those stunning dark elves? They become personal concubines for the absolute highest ranks. With that kind of pillow talk, secrets leak easily. Leaning in, the queen tapped the map. We just need a way to force those 4 lords out. Then we blitz the royal city, smash their teleport arrays, and completely block off the guards. Cut off their backup and focus everything on dropping Duan the Slaughterer. But he still had questions. Luring the demon lords out is actually easy. A border war easily forces them out. But I know exactly what you are thinking. How do we actually bypass those absolutely insane city defenses? The queen just smiled. Doesn't your war fortress hold living things? Just put us inside. You sneak in, then drop us out. Easy. But Chen frowned. Too basic? No, it just was not that simple. That soul tracking mark is hidden, but not entirely gone. Sneaking past normal Duan demons would be totally fine. But with Duan Ye, the slaughterer around, I would get busted before even getting close. She stayed completely chill. I see. Then, we just asked the ancestral tree for backup. Its roots are literally everywhere, including right under the royal city itself. Fast forward to the war. The ambush failed. Now, they stood there as sparkling energy wrapped tightly around their boots. She looked forward. It is starting. Trust me, you need to see this part. Right behind her, he was quietly chugging a potion. We are basically